Yes! What is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the pot-positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClenahan, but you can call me Bam. In fact, I like it if you call me Bam. Please call me Bam. Welcome. Thank you so much. Coming at you live from the Onyxheart Studios here in lovely Las Vegas. We are back from our break. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back and joining us. We like to be here every week, but we thought it was important that we take last week off. And so thank you for bearing with us as we took a much-needed break ourselves. I am pumped to be back. We got a lot of exciting things in the works, some new emotes. The podcast is definitely coming along. So I will share this. I will let you behind my screen a little bit. We are kind of entering what we want to call phase 2 of this show. So you might see some really exciting new developments coming along with this project. I just want to take, again, I know I do this every week, but I just have to thank you guys for doing what you do on the other side of things. Our numbers have been shooting up. That is in no small part due to all the shares. You know, if you like this thing, just fucking tell people about it and let's see if they like it too. You know, follow us here on Twitch. Subscribe if you can. That money really helps us kind of keep building things on the back end. If you can't, absolutely no problem. Please just enjoy as these wonderful people play Dungeons and Dragons. Head over to youtube.com/arthardstudios. Be sure to subscribe, ring the little bell so you get notifications whenever our sessions drop over there. There's going to be some pretty exciting stuff coming just a little bit outside of just the WeeDnD universe coming pretty soon on that channel. So definitely, if you dig the show, go head on over there and then follow us on any of our various social medias. We are at Onyxheart Studios on Twitter, on Instagram. And then the one thing that I got to say, if you like this show, absolutely hop on Facebook, go over to the groups page, look up the WeeDnD Hub. We are nearly 800 strong now, which is just fantastic. And I can't tell you, man, it is so wonderful. It's just a happy place where people come and they share really funny memes and joke with each other. And it's just genuinely a positive, happy thing. And so I encourage all of you to join us over there. I think that's enough windbagging from the old DM here tonight. So I'm going to do my favorite thing and bring in my absolute favorite part of this show, the amazing cast of Weed&d, featuring 5 of my very greatest friends in the world, performers from on and around the Las Vegas Strip. And we are going to do so by taking this magical joint and passing it through the internet, where it will turn into whatever it is that Brenna has in her hand. Here you go.
Oh, awesome, Bam. I love making magic with you guys, and I miss you buds so much. I'm so happy to be back as Bruenor, the Theseaserpent, and we're in quite a pickle, and I can't wait to see what we're going to do. What are we going to do, Abby Boo?
Oh, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. First off, we're going to squeeze ourselves, give ourselves a big hug, because, oh, it's good to be back. Oh, it's good to see you. Oh, I'm Abby Dandy, if you're new here, also known as Tynna Smoothhands around these parts. Smoothest hands in Viva Las Vegas. You know what, Drew? I don't really know what we're going to do. Why don't you tell me what we're going to do? What are we going to do?
Well, yeah. What up? Drew, Thoricus the dwarf. Shit, I have no idea what to do. This is I mean, for those of you that play, this is kind of a bad fucking situation we got ourselves into. Not exactly sure how we got ourselves here, but I get by with a little help from my friends. So I trust y'all and y'all, whichever fucking layout we're in right now, and we'll just be here for each other and enjoy the journey. Best friend, come on in. I'm gonna need you more than anyone else, sir. You holler at me, boy. 10-4. All right.
Ooh, holla back 10-4, best friend, fellow bean brother. And what's up, buds? Fuck, I missed y'all so much. Whew, break shit is really weird, but hey, no more break. It's time for Jake Taylor as Real Authorvon, and let's get this party started. I don't know, but I have a bad feeling. I think, though, my buddy Gus can help out.
Thanks, Jake. Yo, what's up? My name is Gus Two Blunts Langley, and I'll be playing Divot. So, I don't know. Let's see what happens. Bam, back to you, my man.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, Before we play D&D, we got a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter like this little bad boy right here, hold it up in front of us, make sure we're not gonna light anything on fire, and go, light us up. Ooh, let's play some fucking D&D, guys.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
Oh my. Oh, I love that theme. Sandy Stein, the man, does all our original music. Check him out on Reverb Nation. All right, guys, if you will please allow me to set the mood. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they were in great peril. Having interrupted the Fey ritual taking place within the Dryad's cult, the Five followed a hideously transformed Esmeralda back toward the cherry blossom tree, which, through magic, had touched the mind of Tynna Smoothhands, imploring her to save her child. When the Five returned to the tree, there was no sign of Esmeralda, and Tynna once more attempted to use magic to communicate with the spirit within the tree. It was then that they found themselves deceived, as the spirit within the tree revealed herself to be a hideous hag who had been trapped within the tree for many years. She had seeded her power within Esmeralda in hopes that she might grow and return more powerful to free the hag once and for all. As this deception came to light, the ground beneath the Five began to tremble and shake and swallowed the heroes of the Shekinah prophecy into the horrible depths below. All right, guys. You know, we drop in to this deep subterranean lair. You see, the floor all around you, scattered tiles and broken rocks, some of it stained green with arcane energy. The bulk of the Five lay almost in a star pattern on the ground at the center of this complex. To their north, a large stalactite has recently animated, coming to life, exposing a giant eye and a toothy maw full of savage, sharp teeth, the stains of nearby blood on the ground, a dark tide of the previous residents of this place. You could see scattered spider webs all around the floor, but no sign of any spiders. The room itself wrapped in an entanglement of brown brambles that helped, slow your descent as you fell the great distance down into the core, the corruption, as the old hag had mentioned. You look around on the walls to the west, and again on the walls, surrounding the south and even the east side, and at points, large, thick, twisting brambles hang, and at their tips, the bramble goes into the back of these flesh sacks that are just kind of hanging all around. You see gravity pulling the weight of the skin itself as it kind of just like stretches like old gum, hanging off the tip of these brambles. You see them surrounding you on every side, except near where this large roper, this rock, come to life with these strange long tendrils to your north. To your south, across a small pit of green lava with noxious green gases, you see a pillar of marble steps that lead up to this strange pentagram-shaped rune. There's like 5 green runes in the shape of a pentagram on top of this pillar. Floating above it, the sagging, rotten, moldy skin of what looks like an ancient beholder. Now, after Divot's movements and attempt to communicate with its mind, its main central eye has opened, and rather than, all of you knowledgeable of beholders, they're kind of a legendary creature. The eye, the infamous eye at the center of this white mass in its face, is cloudy, white, and milky. You see no pupil. The same can be said of the many tendrils that come off of his back, each with their own eyeball in them, but each eyeball milky white, no sign of a pupil. It hovers before you. Stretching off of its back, a long, elaborate, gorgeous robe, intricately designed with thousands of eyes patterned all around it. And you swear, as the tendrils in the room kind of breathe and move, you see the 1,000 different eyes looking all around, like the robe itself is looking at these things that are occurring in the room. Divot, when last we left you, a tendril had slapped on your wrist, but the ever-dexterous Rial Othervon quickly turns around, and with a flash of Scimitar the rapier, he stabs one of these tendrils, cutting it in half. Divot, your weight drops to the ground. You look to the north, a maw of teeth, eyes, and tentacles. You look to the south, an orb of death. Let's roll initiative.
Oh,
Guys.
Yikes, Aroni.
Ooh, boy.
Wait for Linguo. Linguo is dead. Ah! What a time to be alive, guys.
Mercy.
There we go. And then one for my boy up here. Ooh, yeah, we're not rolling too high. I'm doing a couple actual dice rolls here in studio just because I miss rolling real dice. And he gets a 6. All right, so in true form, the floating bulbous eye. You know, underneath this giant white central eye, you see a big gaping mouth of teeth, just as sharp as the roper behind you. You know, you see as it kind of floats up and down. It doesn't move off of the pillar, but suddenly you see one of the eyes, one of his tendrils, just starts and whips and looks at Bruenor, the Serpent. All right, you're gonna hope that I don't roll a 4. Oh, that's a 1. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
The
All
one
right,
that
so
I didn't
Bruenor,
cast last
you see as one of these eyes turns and looks at you, and then you see that milky white kind of energy that's around the tip of it starts building up in front of the eye. And then you see as this kind of milky white beam shoots at you. Bruenor, please make me a DC 14 Constitution saving throw. 10, 20, 30, 40. You are in range. All right, so a 22. Nice, you succeed.
22!
Ooh, 22! There's that voice. Welcome to Weed&d. All right, so Bruenor, you see as this beam shoots at you directly on target with laser-like precision. It shoots you directly in your chest, and you feel your body for a moment start tensing up, all the muscles in your body, as if you're about to be frozen in place. And with a burst of the force of your will and your constitution, you manage to push this magical effect off. But you have successfully saved against whatever strange magical effect that was shot by this beam. Again, you notice after the beam shoots, several of the eyes on the robe all focus and look at you. You feel like you're being watched by 1,000 people at the same time. That strange feeling, you know, kind of builds up in your spine, like you always feel like somebody's watching you. But with that failure, his turn is over, bringing us to Divot. You know, we kind of come over to you. You have just dropped to the ground. You know, you feel your kind of, you know, much lighter skeleton body land on the ground, and you kind of, you know, shake off the tendril that's wrapped around your wrist, throwing it to the ground. You look up at where Rial had cut the tendril, and you watch as right where the wound is, another tendril begins sprouting out. So where it was cut in half, it now grows once again to full length. And like I said, these tendrils, they kind of whip around this thing, and they seem very long, like 40, 50 feet long.
Damn.
Okay. So I'm obviously I'm within range because I was just fucking grabbed by this thing.
Yes.
All right. So I hit the ground, and I look at that thing regenerating, and then I look at what just happened to Bruenor, and I look at the gang. And then I look at myself and I'm like, and I cast invisibility on myself.
the brave Sir Robin.
But as I do it, I send a message to Rial that's just like, trust me. Or I guess I just say it. I whisper it to him. Because he's the closest, right? Oh, no, my bad.
You communicate telepathically anyway.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so Divot, you kind of like look around at these perilous things. You just almost, you almost got the business end of these sharp teeth behind you. Almost like an alien, where it's just this like teeth of sweaty, just like drooling teeth with a little old dried blood on them, hanging right around where your head is at. Again, not to be forgotten, there is the gold handle of a sword is stuck into this beast about 30 feet up. You see like this gleaming golden handle kind of coming out of it. That was something I forgot to mention in my initial descriptions here. So that's what you kind of see. You look around and it's like, oh man, this place is creepy. And whatever your plan may be, your skeleton hands, you hold them up in front of you and just kind of, and you're gone. Everything you're wearing is also invisible. You don't have to do the get naked thing.
But I do anyway. And,
Suddenly a pile of clothes appears on the ground next to you.
Yeah. So just for clarification, the sacks coming from the wall are all represented by the sacks on the map. There aren't like other ones.
Correct. That's the ones that you see. If you look back into like through the brambles, they're so thick in the walls and stuff, but you do see like small sacky like flesh balls kind of tucked back behind the brambles, almost all around you. Like it looks like these things might be the late term of whatever these brambles are doing. Like these ones are the most developed. But yeah, you do see like fleshy little sacks of skin and stuff if you if you peer between the brambles, just off in all directions.
Okay. And sorry, I'm just asking for more clarification because originally we fell into this place.
Mm-hmm.
Do the brambles go all the way up to the surface?
Yeah, if you look up, you can barely make out any light of day at all. Maybe like a small dot of light that just managed to work its way through all the varying scratches. It's why you guys probably fell. Thoricus would know almost exactly, being a dwarf. They know how deep underground they are. And so it's like, you fell a good 200 feet. You know what I mean? Like, it was no small, you guys fell for a while, but it was the brambles themselves that supported you and prevented you from falling. But yeah, I would say if you look up about 40 feet, a thick web of brambles, crosses this area. It's like you've dropped into this strange den.
Okay. All right, cool. Good to know. I think I'm gonna just stay right where I am actually right now.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So that is your action. You didn't want to do any bonus actions or anything? If you cast, you already casted a spell, so most of your bonus actions.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off.
All right, so Divot, Tynna, you kind of noticed this. You're still, most of you guys haven't moved. If you'll recall, it was like you all kind of started to move and then things started shaking, so you stopped. Divot was the only one that actually got up and started walking away. As soon as he did, a small pebble trickled across the floor and was destroyed by this red beam that one of the eye stalks shot. And then immediately after that, Divot was snatched into the air. Rial turns around and cuts the arm, and then Divot is disappeared. So it's like, all this kind of just happened, it's like, I know we've been on break and everything, so I just want to, kind of bring you back into the immediacy of this moment. You see as Divot disappears from sight. What do you do?
I'm not sure whether to be shocked or angry that, actually, I am aware that he has this invisibility spell, so I'm not sure if he's investigating and causing mischief, so I have a sneaking suspicion that maybe I should be annoyed, but the forefront of my emotions is fear and worry. So I'm like, oh my goodness, this place is so foreign to my knowledge, and so I did cast Bless prior to, if I'm correct.
Yes,
right?
Yes, and that is still we're just starting the duration now. You buffed before this encounter, and so the duration of it, I would say we're probably about half. Let's meet in the middle and say you have about 5 rounds of Bless left.
Okay. So I'm shaken and and I want to take some sort of action, but I don't want to break my concentration on this spell. If I'm correct, I can cast Sacred Flame, right?
That is correct, yes. It's not a
Okay,
concentration spell.
Okay, and I'll have an extra D4 to this attack when I cast it, right?
Actually, Sacred Flame, because it's a saving throw attack, they just make a saving throw. You're not making an attack roll, so you wouldn't get the 1d4 from Bless there. But if you were making an actual weapon attack or something, you would.
Okay. Well then, maybe I should do something else then. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Rial, you are on deck, just so you know. With a 10. It's funny, a lot of people roll poopy.
I think I'm gonna go with the Mace of Base then and pull that out and see if that's gonna help the situation. And take a swang-a-lang at this evil beholder.
All right, so you are actually, if you see here, you're about 10 feet away from this ledge. Mm-hmm. And then there's about a 10-foot gap that leads to this kind of central island. Again, that gap there is kind of filled, it's like a 10-foot drop down to this like green lava. And there's kind of a noxious cloud that surrounds it. So you could try, let's see, 5, 10. You're about 10 feet away from that edge, so you could get a running start. If you wanted to try to jump over to that island, you could. 20, but you would not be able to make it up the steps and into range with your mace. So your Sacred Flame does have the range to just where you're standing right now. You could hit him. You just wouldn't get the bless. Or if you want, you can kind of just pick which way you start running and try the jump over this kind of canyon here toward this little floating island in the middle here with the pillar where the strange undead-looking beholder is floating.
Yeah, let's go with Sacred Flame. That seems like the most streamlined option for me. So I'm gonna tap into that power, that fire I have within me, and I'm gonna still holding on to that light and energy I'm giving to my friends and myself, I believe. And I'm gonna try to blast Sacred Flame.
All right, you call upon that swelling river of the energy of Shantia that builds within you, the power of the life cleric inside. It gets to make a DC 14 dex save, or it takes 8 damage. So let's see here. It has, sorry, I couldn't actually get this one into roll 20, so I'm using my old school monsters manual. This page is, I don't know if it's just me, but all my D&D 5th edition books, the bindings they just fall apart. I love 5th edition, but man, you guys, your bindings are trash. All right, so a dexterity save. He actually gets -1 to this, Tynna.
Oh.
So here we go. Here is an 11. He fails, so 8 damage. Nice. Does he have a... Nope. He's not vulnerable. Just checking. Boom. All right, so 8 damage. You call forth this searing light. You feel that surging river, and you kind of point it at the floating, fleshy beholder before you, and you channel this beam of energy that just sears on its skin. For 8 damage, nice. You do notice it doesn't seem to respond. The wounds, the damage is certainly done. But it doesn't, retract like you would normally see when something is seared or burned. You just see the burn kind of land on its, moldy green and brown colored skin, and it just kind of burns. You see the burn, but the beast just continues to float up and down.
Okay, I want to move up to the edge as much as I can. You said there was a 10-foot gap. Wait, sorry. I'm already stoned. Edge where there's a 10-foot gap between me and the island.
I'm sorry, one more time?
Am I at the edge currently?
No, if you'll see here, so this is you, the little one with the yellow circle. Yeah. You are 2 squares away from this ledge here, so that's 10 feet. The gap itself is about another 10 feet, and then there's stairs that go up to this pillar there.
Okay, yeah, then I'm just gonna move those 2 squares, and I think that'll complete my turn.
Okay, so yeah, you kind of, you now, you blast this fleshy orb in front of you with a searing light, but keenly aware of the other thing behind you, you kind of put your back to it, and you gauge based on the length of the tendrils that you're farther away than you think they could reach.
Okay.
All right. So Tynna, you're done. Rial, you see Tynna kind of summon this holy blast and then back up her heels, kind of getting close to the ledge that falls down in between that little island that the fleshy ball is on at the top of that pillar. But you kind of stand in between her and where you saw Divot disappear. What do you want to do?
Oh man. All right. Well, first and foremost, gotta hit up best friend on the Rocky Talkie. Gonna tell him because Divot disappeared. She's like, Divot says trust him.
You get the message in your head, Thoricus.
Wait, what? What was happening?
So we all saw Divot just randomly go invisible. I'm just gonna Rocky Talkie to you, and it's just like Divot says trust him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Fucking-
But wouldn't he?
Of course.
Wouldn't he say that? No, I'm just kidding.
Classic Divot.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Listen. Sure. Let's go with that.
Awesome. And then before the stalagmite turned into this creature, both Divot and I noticed that sword sticking out.
That is true.
I'm gonna try and get it with my mage hand.
Hey.
Get it with your grabby hands.
So it can move
I think I have 30 feet.
30 feet away from you. You would actually have to run up, because remember, it's about 30 feet in the air, so you would almost have to run up to the base of this thing and shoot the hand up. Now you can do that, I'm just explaining, you would have to move first.
Right.
Are you gonna
Right
risk
up
it
next.
for that biscuit?
That's a pretty risky biscuit, I tell you what.
Your mage hand is invisible. That's such a cool little detail.
Oh, I love it.
Arcane takes
No, it's the ledger domain.
Yeah.
So I ask you this, okay. If I dash up to it, or just use my movement to get up to it, use my action to get the mage hand towards the sword, can I use my hide to hide under it, so it's not gonna bite at me or whip at me?
So, I'm gonna be real with you, Rial. You've never actually encountered a roper before.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like if you pressed yourself up against that rock that you would be out of the view of its eye. That is a good intuition. However, you do not know. I can't give you a yes or a no on that. That's not to point out my shirt too much, but you could certainly try to do that. But that is as much as I will offer you on that.
You did say that all of the arms also have eyes on them, right?
Only the arms on the orb on the south side have eyes in them. The
Oh.
roper on the north side, it just has these really long 50-foot kind of sticky tendrils.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah.
There's a big eye theme in the room. I totally.
A lot of eyes going on here. But yeah, you know what?
I
The
don't
eyes
like
really
it.
bring the room together.
You know,
The
I gotta say.
eyes.
Yeah. The eyes have it.
Nay. All right.
Clear eyes.
I'll talk to that.
Yeah, you get a hit for that. That was a good enough.
Fuck yeah.
I'm already
Absolutely.
stoned.
Smoking that thing. All right. So, yeah, is that what you would like to do, Ria?
Yeah, man. That's the only way we learn, right? For better or worse.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jake.
It's funny seeing y'all cozied up to that big open mouth. All right. So yes, Rial, you let's see here. The only thing you can use your action to control it. I just want to see how.
Oh my god.
Carry. Okay. So I'm going to you run up and you place your back against this giant creature. You're not sure if this giant stalagmite is part creature, if there's a creature in the stalagmite, or if this entire massive rock face is just one big creature. And kind of banking on the former, you slide up against it and kind of press your back at the base of it. And Rial, your mage hand through your arcane trickster training is a little stronger. It has this unnatural strength to it. It stems a little bit from a power source that you don't entirely understand yourself. And so you press your back up against the wall and you feel the cold rock. You know, it certainly feels like a cave wall pressed against your back, ignoring the breathing mouth of teeth very nearby. You kind of glance over your shoulder and you can't see the eye. So following the rule, it shouldn't be able to see you. And you kind of call upon your mage hand and you launch it up in the air. And you feel through that magic, that control of the arcane energy that you have, you feel this ghost hand kind of wrap around the hilt of the handle. And pulling like you would on a rope, you try to yank it out of the wall. Now again, because of the kind of strange nature of your powers, Riel, I'm actually going to give you a strength check right now. Typically, and I will be fully honest, this is a little homebrewy, mage hand cannot carry more than 10 pounds, and I would say it would take probably more than 10 pounds of force to pull this from the rock. However, I really like this particular use, and because of your own creativity, I'm giving you this. So it will be a, we're just going to call it what it is. It's a DC 15 strength check. It's not wedged in there super tight. Like, you don't need to be King Arthur or Hercules to like pull this thing out. But you know, it is in there a pretty good way.
Can
so
I
go
put
ahead and give
the
me
inspiration point behind it?
Ooh, yeah, to get advantage on it, you absolutely can.
Hey, baby.
Hey,
Yeah,
baby.
so that's kind of the normal use of an inspiration point. That's for those of you, you know, like I said, our newer buds who have yet to play and are gonna play soon because this game's awesome and everybody should be playing it. The inspiration points that they are granted for doing these awesome things that blow me away all the time when I remember to give them out allows them to get advantage on a roll just like this one. So yes, you can make a DC 15 strength check with advantage.
You know what? You said King Arthur, and it inspired me. Wow.
Wow, wow.
Let's see, because my strength sucks.
You super needed that advantage because you only got a 2 at the first roll, but with a 16, you pass.
Ooh.
You yank on this spectral string that ties
Good
your
enough.
magical hand to your body, and you kind of channel your will and grab onto this energy and yank it, and you hear the as this gleaming blade pulls out, and you see it hovering above you. Now it doesn't. Your hand only moves 30 feet, so it's up there still. But you see this sword with this fine, sharp edge. It almost looks like a pirate sword. It's got like the fat blade side, a bit like a falchion. It's like a wider blade with a curved, sharp tip to it, and this beautiful golden handle that has. Now that you're kind of looking at it with your keen elvish senses, you notice that there's 3 stone. Well, there's a placement for 3 stones, but 2 of them are gone. So remaining in the hilt of this sword is 1 purple stone, but it looks like 2 are missing. Just so you know. And that's what you see. You see you're the only one that even sees the hand. You see like the ghostly outline of the hand holding the blade in the air. But yes, that's it. You're not able to bring it back to you just yet.
I'll just leave it there for now. That's okay.
And then go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm so
Ooh,
bad
yeah.
at stealth too. Bam. Hitting me in my worst. Ooh.
Ay, ay, ay.
A rogue that's bad at stealth.
You
I
got
never.
this.
I never.
We believe in you.
I believe.
Twin 17's very
man.
nice. All right, so with a
Right.
17, you know, you look up and you, for a moment you're so awestruck by just like the keen design of this blade, finely crafted. Not elven, however. You know, you've now seen kind of like a magic elven weapon. This one has a different craftsmanship to it. But you're kind of looking at it and you're like, oh yeah, I'm in horrible danger. And so you kind of tuck yourself down close to the ground and press your back against, and you try to hide from, you know, the eye above you. But you don't know if you
Oh
did
yeah,
or
that
not.
eye.
And I just want you to feel that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're gonna find out right now.
Oh.
Yeah, here we go.
Awkward.
No.
Sorry, I actually have to look at these things. Oh yeah, no, not too fantastic at perception. So, Rial, you notice as these tendrils, you know, start dropping down, and your heart just drops into your stomach because you're like, oh my god, I put myself right by the mouth, you know, and you see as the mouth kind of opens, and you feel this hot, wet air emanate from deep within this strange rock creature. And you watch as the tendrils kind of start coming in all around you. And you try to make yourself as small as you can. And then you see, they shoot out in front of you and past you. So here we go. We're gonna roll it. 2. Ooh. Bruenor. You look to your left, and Brian the Crocodile, standing there, swollen, nearly twice the size. His upper body is just like super, like South Beach jacked. You know, he stands up and his big chest just kind of sticks up. His big green dragon wings coming off of his shoulders. You see he looks around, much more prepared for this kind of environment. And as he looks around, he kind of looks at you in the eyes. And even though he's this big, tough guy now, you still see that little baby face of his as his little soft eyes look at you. And you're just like, ah, gosh, I still love that little boy. And as you have this thought, this horrible tentacle wraps around the width of his body. And you see his eyes change immediately to fear. He looks at you as if begging for help as this tendril attacks him. Hitting a 16 AC, which is good enough. Brian is now grappled. You see this big tentacle wrap around him, and his wings start trying to beat, but they're half pinned down by this strange tentacle that pins his body down. And you see with a great amount of strength, it kind of wraps around him quickly, so he's like wrapped around like 3 lengths of this tendril, this sticky, fleshy tendril. And yeah, he is grappled, and he has 3 more attacks with his tendrils. All right, so we're just gonna go down the line here, guys. Bruenor, this one is actually at you.
Neat.
I know you're thrilled. So again, as you see this horrible sight, you witness as Brian gets wrapped up, but so attuned, you know, your nature, it gets a 14 AC. The hairs on the back of your neck kind of stand up a little bit, and you look just as one of these fleshy tendrils attempts to wrap around you. Quickly with your shield, you just blast it away.
Not today, Satan.
All right, Thoricus, one of these big boys is coming your way. The tendril strikes. 13 AC, not enough. You know, quickly, you turn, you know, like aware of something coming at your 6. Not so quick to jump around, quickly reflexive. You just slide your weapon to your side and turn around, and in one motion, block away the tendril with your axe. You feel it slide to the end of your hand, and you're prepared to begin the battle cycle of this dual-bladed weapon. And with one more, I'm going to roll this one. Somebody's getting a last tendril.
That's the free momentum.
Bruenor, it's coming at you again.
Balls.
So here is its
Damn.
4th. 10 AC. Another fatty comes your way. You block it away, this time with Anduril Blade of the Keeper. You know, you just kind of block it off. You cut a little piece of it off, and then you see where you cut it off. It begins growing again, you know, not more, but it refills the space that was cut off. But it is, you know, you were able to cut through it.
That's gross.
And that is the end of its tendril attacks. It now uses Reel. So every creature grappled by it, which I think is just Brian right now, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
pulled
Brian.
25 feet straight toward it. So 5,
my-
10, 15, 20. Not close enough to get to the mouth. You see Brian flapping as one of his wings manages to bust out of the tendril. And it starts flapping, giving him enough momentum to kind of fight against as this tendril is just pulling him toward this open mouth full of teeth. And that's the end of his turn. Thoricus, what do you do? Ooh.
Oh,
I love Brian too, guys.
Oh, you're muted, brother.
you're
Oh, still.
muted.
Oh, Thoricus, you're muted.
Oh,
He's got a cough. My man, Drew, is coming through like a champ, not feeling great tonight. Just kicking it in the teeth, being the badass that he is.
So sorry.
So, my man, Thoricus, how you, what do you do?
All right. So Brian got dragged in. Great.
But yeah, he's still hovering about 10 feet away. You see his beating wing, seemingly all that's holding him back from being ripped into this mouthful of teeth.
Is there a finite number of arms? Or does
Yes,
this
there
thing,
are
like,
4 tendrils.
If you chop one of them off, does it like fucking Hydra on us and 2 more pop out?
Make a perception check for me, Thoricus, because you may have noticed something so far, but you may not have. You did kind of have your back to this encounter while you had your eyes on the beholder for the most part. So, keenly aware of your surroundings. 11. So you notice, because, I mean, you were just looking at this as you deflected the attack.
Oh, wait.
You do notice
get-
that... What?
Did I get bless for something on that, or?
No, that's just for attacks and saving throws.
Damn it!
But you did notice, again, that when Bruenor cut that tendril off, she managed to cut through it, a piece flew off, and then it grew back. So take from that what you will.
All right. So I hate that thing. That's what I take away from this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yo, Roper is a very old school D&D creature. I mean, this takes me back to 2nd edition the last
I was
time.
gonna say, dude, I don't even remember. It was like I played 2nd.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't think I ever made it far enough in a campaign to where we'd run into something like this. But
Yeah. No, Ropers, this does my DM heart some good. This is I got
well,
you.
all right then. I guess I will. Fuck, I'll try to take care of the thing behind us. Can I jump over the chasm, and
All right, so it's a 10-foot jump. You would have to make a strength check to get across. It'd be pretty easy. I mean, you're a pretty athletic dude, and just jumping, over a 10-foot gap. I think it would probably be a DC 15.
fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have to, in order to jump that, you have to move 10 feet before the jump. So you have to back up. So you're gonna have to burn some of your movement to do this. But yeah, you kind of like look down. Your toes are kind of over the edge of this rock, and you're looking up at it. And if it was like a 5-foot jump, you could probably just like soft jump it. But you're looking, you're like, you'll have to toss me. So you are actually gonna have to back up. This might change how you want to do this. So that was my fault for not having that ready for you.
Oh, no,
but yeah,
that's
you would
totally
need
fine.
to back up 10. And then kind of get a running start, move 10 more for the jump. You would jump as many feet as your strength, so you could jump up to 20 feet by doing so. You would land pretty far onto that island.
Cool. Question. If I were to be like, hey, Tynna baby, you got that big ass shield and you strong as fuck. How about I run up on you and jump on your shield and you bounce me over, and then
Yeah, we could work something out.
I mean, does she still have like a bonus action or something like that?
All right. So the
Not an
way that
attack
would work,
necessarily,
I would
unless
allow
it-
you in that case. You would be out of movement when you landed, Thoricus, because you'd have to kind of like run at an angle and then hit the shield and jump over. But you would go 20 feet from Tynna. I would let you make the roll with advantage.
20 feet diagonally.
Yeah, you can do diagonally. That's a nice in 5th edition. That's all squares in all directions are 5 feet. There's no longer the 7-foot diagonal rule. So yeah,
So
you
I
could
just,
go
I just
20
want
feet
to check.
diagonally. If you want.
So I could theoretically end up right there.
You would be on the stairs, yes. You wouldn't. I know it's kind of weird because you're looking top down, but
Right.
you would still be about halfway up those stairs. There'd be about another 5 feet of stairs, and then the fleshy guy. But yeah, you'd land right there. You'd land on the staircase leading up to him.
So I'd be close enough for it to attack me, but not for me to attack it.
Correct.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I'm respecting the game.
Awesome.
The
I am
old DM
respecting the
special.
game. I know we're in some shit right now. I see how much Brandon is smiling. So, like, I'm respecting the game. I'm trying to get all my shit straight.
Gloves on.
Okay, so I think I was here before. All right, so that is an option. nothing's going on with these fleshy sack things yet, right?
I mean, like, it's the most ominous background in the, you're constantly, especially you, Thoricus, like, what's going on with these guys? That you just see they're just all kind of like suspended and hanging from these long brambles that surround the room. But yeah, you see no motion in them.
Great. Okay, well, that seems to be the only, at this point, somewhat logical, because I can't make it. I don't think I can make it up there. 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'd end up right here.
Right.
Not close enough to help out there, so
Yeah.
I mean, I might as well. Yeah, I might as well try to do this, because this is at least a possibility.
Yeah.
Got this, best friend.
And don't worry, I firmly don't believe in a fail, it's over. Like, I believe in multiple fail states. So, it's not like I'm going to be like, whoop, you lost that, so you're dead now. It's like,
Right.
that will then become a series of other rolls beyond it. So,
Sure.
If you want to take that risk, just know I'll support that risk.
Cool. Yeah, then I'll try and do the shield bouncy thing with Tynna.
Hold on tight.
All right.
Buckle up.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Thoricus,
Go
like
airborne.
I said, your axe was kind of up in the air, and so you kind of let the weight of it spin you around and start you in a little bit of a tizzy, and you get your feet where you start planting each foot as you spin this kind of slow, selective, like I said, a clockwork almost spin, as opposed to your old kind of tornado. You start for these controlled steps, brace yourself back 10 feet, and then run directly at Tynna, who sets down on her shield. You feel you kind of jump up in the air about a foot. Your foot braces against the shield, and you go to jump. Hit me with that strength save with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Oh shoot, you already did.
I was like,
okay.
is the first one not good enough?
Oh, crit! We're doing that one.
Whoa.
Crit hit. If you're playing along at home.
I was like, I thought I rolled it, but I'm pretty high, so.
All right. That was. I think that was the roll where I was like, I was. You would have passed either way. But it was. First off, let's just take this crit hit and enjoy. But no, yeah, that was. I hadn't fully explained what your options were, so that was on me. That reroll was on me. And I'm glad we did, because we all got to take a hit. Not that we need too many
So-
particular.
You won
other
either
reasons,
way.
but-
Now you did it with style.
Right.
Yeah.
So since I did crit on that, would that potentially get me within striking range?
Unfortunately, no. There are no
Sure.
crits on
Come
skill
on.
checks. There is a hill to die on, and unfortunately, I am on this side of it. I like the idea, but I will say,
Oh,
you
shit.
do it
Chat been to
super
blow up.
cool. You all right, I got you. You run up, and Tynna, she braces down. She's a smaller race as well. Her halfling frame sets, and she becomes almost a springboard for you. Thoricus, you plant your foot against it, and as you start pushing with your leg, you realize, I'm not gonna make it.
Cool.
And in a moment, you feel the surge of the Raka within you, and you begin spinning the dual-bladed weapon with a hyper speed. And you float like a helicopter. And you feel the wind of the Raka pushing the blades around. And you land on the stairs in front of this beast. Still, unfortunately, 5 feet down the stairs. But so he's not right within range of you, but with a real easy motion. Actually, no, he wouldn't be able to bite you either. His range with his bite is 5 feet. He could certainly shoot you with a beam, though. And you land. Super dope, super awesome Marvel moment. The ground kind of breaks under your feet as you land. And you're just like, what the F did I just invent planes? You know what I mean? Like, you're just like thinking about what just happened, and you're like baffled by the sheer power of the Raka within you. You, the champion of the Raka. So you land, and when you do, this green noxious cloud that's kind of surrounding the island as you land, it gets blown away by the kind of helicopter wind of your axe. And it blows off all around you. You see it continuing to spin around. It seems to be almost right above where that green lava is. But you notice, you take a quick breath through your nose just to see if you feel any burning or intensity. You seem to be fine on this pillar. The ground all around you stained green with this arcane energy. And now that you stand on the steps, you can see these remarkable green stones that are all set in a star pattern underneath him, and he seems to be floating above them. And so, yeah, if you kind of zoom in a little on that guy there, now you are the first one to actually see these kind of like green stones set around him.
Cool.
But that would be that's your move. You would still have an action. You are out of range. But
with
hey,
my axes.
All right, so yeah, that was just your move, bro. With that jump, an awesome crit for a great, awesome moment. Trusty Dusty with a 14 AC.
Ooh.
You see you're just like, yeah, stupid flesh ball. And you pull Dusty off, and the trademark dust kind of puffs off the string. And as you draw it back, you shoot, and then you realize, oh, dang it, I didn't load an arrow in it. Like, you don't use it so much, you forgot that you had to actually load an arrow. And so with your 14 AC, unfortunately, it's not enough to hit it. And you just see a big kind of puff of dust in front of your face, like, and you're like, thank God none of my friends can see me right now.
Well, can it at least choke on the dust from Trusty Dusty? Just be a little bothered by it or something.
Yeah, you see it's just like,
What the fuck?
and just like, yeah. You see like a little beholder sneeze, like, but he doesn't really have a nose. It's just like an eye and a mouth. So yeah, you see some fleshy goo just like kind of come out of its
Just
mouth.
pulls its Visine out and it's like,
Does it sneeze with its eyes open? It's just like,
Yes.
I hate beholder sneezes.
Again, though, to play off your point, you do know, Thoricus, that beholders are like legendarily intelligent creatures, and so it's like this thing did not respond to that rather humorous thing that happened in front of him. You've now noticed twice this thing doesn't seem to be reacting at all. Like it's animated life within this thing. So you're looking at it and you're like, well, I don't know what I got here, but I'm pretty sure it's not like just a beholder.
right, well, I'm legendarily unintelligent, so we are at an impasse, sir.
I will say, you do notice now that you're closer to it, this robe that's on it with all the eyes, it is just like hanging off its shoulders, like almost about to fall off. It's just like kind of held on by like fleshy skin on the shoulder areas of it. But yeah, now you're closer to it, you can kind of like admire just you're like, man, Ildessa would die if she saw this. It is the most extravagant red stitching with these gold, platinum, and silver eyes that seem to move all over.
Oh, I thought they were like real eyes.
Oh, no.
Like, sewn onto
No,
the
they're like
coat of
stitched in,
armor.
but yet they
Fucking
move
want
like
it
real
so
eyes.
bad now.
Well, yeah, now that I know it's covered in jewels.
No, just colored eyes. It's not covered in.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
Bash.
unfortunately, Trusty no longer, leaving nothing
Yeah, I'm gonna be
but
like,
you, a dust monger. I tried to rhyme it.
sorry about that. That
You got
coat
anything else,
looks-
Thoricus? Or you done?
Can I take that coat for you? I'm the coat check dwarf. No?
So,
All right. Well, I'm just gonna.
yeah, it just kind of like.
Hell of a thing going on over here, though, right? Let's look at what's going on over there, and not what's happening right here.
So you kind of point with your thumb, and the camera goes and shoots into you, Bruenor. You look over as your friend, your longtime companion, your too often endangered friend. You see wrapped in this tendril, headed straight toward a mouthful of teeth. What do you do?
I'm just gonna go right on up, and I'm going to slash at it with everything inside of me if I can, right? Because I'm close, I can get right there.
Yeah, you could get all the way up. You could get right next to Brian, 5, 10, 15, 20. You could get right here. And then what are you attacking? Are you attacking the tendril or the roper
The
itself?
tendril.
Okay, the tendril. It has an AC, but I don't have it.
Release my boy!
All right, so you swing with
Name.
Angerel, Blade of the Keeper, at these tendrils, and Ooh, no. High AC. You see as Andriel, even the fine elvish blade, goes to cut into it. It doesn't miss. It actually lands straight on. But you feel like the hard rock of it, almost as if sheer stone. And a little spark comes up as you strike the blade against it.
Audacious. All right. Not excellent. Okay, do it again. Ah!
Wait, was that what? Does bless have anything to do with that?
Yeah, you would get plus a D4 to your attack.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I will just let you know. It has, I'm just going to make it easier for you guys, it has a 20 AC. Ooh, so you're going to need that D4. So roll a D4, and you rolled a 17, so you need a 3 or better. Oh, a 3! Yeah!
Good enough.
All right.
All right.
Good enough. Good
Hell
enough.
yeah.
Good enough.
All right, so you run up to this thing, and you as your sword clinks off and the spark goes high, you look at the terrified eyes of Brian as he kind of looks at you with this intensity, and Andriel swings down a second time. You hack into the tendril, but only about halfway. You see it fall, like the weight of Brian actually falls down, and his feet land on the ground. But the tendril still holding on to him, only half cut with the 6 damage that you did. Unfortunately, you rolled a 1. Sorry about that.
It's life. This is life, you know?
That checks out.
All right.
I don't have
Say
any.
Paul.
I don't have any things. Can I mark the? I mean, no, I need to hit the thing. Can I mark the thing, or can I
You
only
could,
mark
yeah.
the
You're within
tentacle?
5 feet, and you did strike it. So yeah, if you want to put your mark on him and
Yep.
force him to attack you, you can. Go ahead and throw that out real quick, just so I make sure that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. So if it does damage to anybody other than you, you get a special attack against the marked creature as a bonus action on your next turn. So if it does attack anybody other than you, you get an extra attack on it on your next turn. You have advantage on that attack, and if you hit, you do extra damage equal to half your fighter level. So if it decides to hit
Damn.
somebody other than you,
Uraka.
you will get kind of like a Kamehameha on it in the next turn. And
Excellent.
it has disadvantage on attacks that don't include you as the target. So that's nice. That means
Tubular.
it's going to be hard.
Oh yeah.
Nice move. Very nice. So you know, seeing your friend in peril, strike the unwavering mark. You know, the class feature of your cavalier training. Stepping in to save you, to attempt to save your mount. You mark this beast and give it the old come at me, bro.
Get coraled, bitch.
All right. Anything else, Bruenor?
I'm just. This is it. This is me now. I'm just ready. Have my shield up. I'm ready to get my ass kicked. Let's do this.
All right. Your turn is up. We're back to the top of initiative, which means it is our little floating orb eye beholder man, which is currently, let's not say looking, you see it's just kind of floating. Again, still unmoving, unresponsive. This strange, pupilless, white, milky eye as this gray and brown skin almost sags off of this orb as it floats. The beautiful, striking robe hanging off of its back. Suddenly, Thoricus, you see one of the tendrils turn and look at you. Here we go. D4.
Oh, me?
All right, Thoricus.
Me roll a d4 or you roll a d4?
How many hit points do you have, Thoricus?
Not many.
Okay.
I have 48 plus 8 temporary.
That's all I needed to know. All right, so you are going to make a DC 14 dexterity saving throw. You do what
Good.
you are blessed, so you get to add a D4
Yeah, you have
to this.
a D4.
You see as this eye turns at you, you remember the red beam that destroyed the pebble. That same beam begins building up and shooting down upon you. All right. 21! Oh, you pass! I don't even think it's half damage, bro. So yeah, you pass. You know, you're looking up at this thing again after your sweet landing. You're still kind of spinning the axle. And as this beam shoots down on you, you spin it super fast again and shoot the beam away. And finally you feel that wind of the rocket kind of leave your body.
Oh,
But you did manage to save that against that disintegration ray.
Hey!
All right.
That's good.
Very
Oh
nice.
my god.
I'm happy about that.
Woo!
Divot, you look on, you know, you're invisible. You're kind of like looking around. You're like, haha, no one can see me, but you can see
Dodging
everything.
fucking tentacles.
And you look across the way and you see as Thoricus, you see this moment. You see him jump in the air, spin his dual-bladed axes with such magical speed that he's lifted 10 feet into the air. You see him land, and as that spinning blade continues whirring around him like a blur, a red beam of energy is shot at him from the beholder. He blocks it, the beam shoots away, and now you are up. What do you do?
All right.
Nice.
Okay, we're doing it.
Oh, God, we're doing it?
All
That
right.
scares me. I'm not gonna lie.
I see what's that. Oh god damn. All right, I see what's happening to my boy Thoricus. Ugh, and I'm invisible, correct?
Yeah.
So, can I use my movement to get kind of like behind the roper?
All right. Yes. Yeah, and like I said, it is. I know the picture I changed it to. It is a stalagmite, so you can kind of, you know, work your way around the thicker base. You kind of strangely have to kind of climb on it to do so, but yes, you can.
Okay, well, I want to get as far behind it as I can with my movement. All right. And then, keeping in mind that I had a mental conversation with the beholder earlier, I want to cast Dissonant Whisper, but I want to imitate the beholder when I do it. So I still want it to follow the fundamentals of the spell, but I want it to, like, be thinking that it's here. You know what I mean?
And you're doing this to the roper.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Cast it. Heck yeah, you can.
Do it.
And I also have I've been blessed as well.
Yes, you have.
Yes, you have.
All right, so it is a
Yes, you
saving
have.
one, so your bless won't apply to the attack on that. He just gets to make a save. On
You're still blessed, though.
a failed save,
Good to know.
it takes 3
Good to
d6.
know.
Blessed.
And
He's
must
just
use its
blessed and
You
highly
got that blessing
favored.
done.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, this is a pretty cool idea here, Divot. I like the cut of your jib.
Yeah, it is.
Let's do this. So he does get a saving throw, a wisdom saving throw, and you know what? He surprisingly has better wisdom than you would think. He gets +3 to this, so or not to this. Here is his wisdom save.
Fucking smart ass rocks.
A 10. He actually fails his wisdom save.
Oh.
So he takes the full brunt of your 3d6 psychic damage, of which it takes full. So
Do I need
12
to-
damage, and then here's kind of the cool part. What is its move to? So 12 damage. Sorry, let me just update that. Boom. And then Brandon clicks on the screen. Boom. All right, so it does take 12 damage, and it must immediately use its reaction to move. And-
So can I tell you what I whisper to it?
Absolutely.
In the voice of the beholder, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Oh.
Yes.
Brutal.
And you see as it goes, oh, and like, oh, God, and it kind of backs up. Bruenor, this is actually an interesting point. So it's going to move 10 feet back. You see as the stalagmite, you think of stalagmite fixed in stone, maybe this creature is in it or whatever. It turns out the entire mass of this stalagmite is this creature. And you watch as whatever strange magic Divot is pulling. And now remember, Divot, you appear when you cast the spell.
Right. So, do I need to go ahead and move my token?
Yes.
Okay.
But you were
so,
invisible,
like,
so now I want to note one thing, Divot, as you kind of like look around mischievously, you kind of saunter a little bit. You're like, man, too cool for school. I'm invisible right now. And then you kind of peer over your shoulder and you see that every single eye on the robe is looking at you.
Understood. The robe that will soon be mine is gazing upon me.
I want that.
Look at your new master.
All right, so yeah, you move to the back, and it does. And it has the space to do so behind it, which actually kind of reveals a cool little thing for you. You see as what you thought was a complete wall as the mass of this thing moves back 10 feet, so scared by these dissonant whispers, despite its high intelligence, that it actually moves back 10 feet, which gives Bruenor an attack of opportunity, Rial an attack of opportunity, and Divot, even you get an attack of opportunity. Divot, you can choose to ride it or not if you want to ride it.
Yes, I'd like to go ahead and be on top of this motherfucker.
All right, so yeah, you're right planted where you are while this thing shifts back 10 feet. But Bruenor, you see the spot, where you've already cut once. One more strike would get Brian out of the way. And so you look down upon it. Yeah, you guys, each of you can use your reaction right now, since it is moving away from you. Nice, 17 AC. Hit your bless. You need a 20 AC. You need a 3 or better.
Oh, yep.
Oh.
My
Oh, man.
D4.
Yep,
Well.
D4, 3 or better.
For
Oh, 1, not enough! With only an 18 AC, once more you strike, and the blade actually goes into the same wedge, and you're like, surely I'll strike it, but once more you feel as it almost shifts to stone right as the blade strikes. Rial, you're up. Your attack of opportunity, I'm sorry, you're not up.
Because it's only melee, correct?
Correct. The throat fucker.
Let's bring out the throat fucker.
Oh my god.
It's the first time I saw it.
Oh yeah.
26 AC
right
with
up
the
to
throat
it.
fucker. What are you attacking, Rial? Are you attacking a tendril or are you attacking the body as it moves away?
I'm pressed up against the body, so I figure just get it.
And because of your cool feature of the throat fucker, the dragon claw weapon at the bottom of your cloak that Thoricus crafted for you from the body
Yes,
of
correct.
Harnax, you see you pull the claws out and you're like, well, maybe you can bleed. And you just dig these claws, and as it pulls away from you, it kind of scoops some of the stone out. You see some of the stone bits stuck in the claws of this of the throat fucker. You didn't get any 1 or 2s, but that is a sneak attack because you were hidden from it.
I sure was, wasn't I?
You rolled max
Oh.
damage, so you already have 12 plus your, 3d6?
3d6, yeah.
Ooh.
Nice, another 8, so 20 damage. Very nice, Rial. You're checking to see if there's any blood or anything. You don't see any, but you do see as the eye and the teeth wince in pain as you rake this dragon claw down the front of it, right near the mouth, as it pulls 10 feet away from you. Brian you see the tendril that's wrapped around him kind of unwraps 10 feet, like it doesn't pull him with it. He's kind of moved back, really powerful move. And also you notice now where it's kind of backed up into, there's almost like a recess behind these brambles. And so yeah, there's like space back here. As you can kind of see. So it moved back, and where you thought there was a wall, it kind of opens to a smaller cave area that it's backed into. And
Fascinating.
Divot, you get a attack of opportunity as well.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but does it have to be melee?
Yeah.
Okay, so no magic.
Right, no magic. There are classes. The Eldritch Knight can use a cantrip as a reaction.
Right. All right, so my crossbow's hanging at my hip, and I realize I always keep that thing loaded, and I just reach down and fucking pull the trigger on it while I'm standing there.
Nice. Yeah, you don't even take it out of the holster. You just kind of move your foot and pull the trigger. It's not enough. Oh, wait, you're blessed. You need a 4. You got a 16. You need a 20. If you roll a 4 on your D4, you'll hit.
Oh man.
Good luck.
Dice.
Come on, man.
Oh, another 1. Sorry, guys.
Come on, man.
You see as the arrow, you shoot right at it, but the crossbow bolt just bounces off the hard stone skin. This thing's got a pretty beefy armor class.
I'm like, noted.
So you see as this beast kind of finally locks back into place, you notice that a bunch of these thick tendrils seem to center at the point that he is above. And the green arcane energy that's on the ground starts kind of pulsing. And you see the tendrils start swelling like they have a heartbeat within them. And you look as the walls all around you start moving. And you see these waves of what looks like just stuff inside of the tendrils, like food in the belly of a snake, just pouring, suddenly being drawn from within this giant roper. And this energy that seems to be being drawn from it goes through these long tendrils, and you see them finally dump out into the flesh sacks. You see as the skin, hanging like glue and stretched down, suddenly tenses up as they're filled with this strange energy. You see their bodies fill out, and suddenly you notice they're all humanoid, sexless, just these gray, like flesh bodies at the end of all the tendrils. And you all kind of look around as all these little flesh sacks in the room start coming to life. You hear with a great groan from the mouths of all of them at the same time. And that's where we're gonna come back after intermission.
Bro.
Oh.
Oogie!
They all say that? They all say that?
It's like a men's choir. They're like,
Oh
my
God.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't have to tell you to be back in 10. You're going to be here because I got to see what happens. We're all feeling it. We are going to do a quick intermission. Huge shout out to all of the amazing artists that have submitted stuff to this show. The intermission is just a showcase of all the stuff that we get in. I'm just going to keep making it longer because I can't not put it on. If you want your stuff on the show, just the idea that like this thing that we're kind of creating together then turns into this other creation, and we get like beautiful artwork, like stuff like this, and just like I can't tell you as an artist, just like these kinds of things, like seeing this stuff in real life, it just goes straight to my heart. So thank you to all the artists who submit. It is my greatest pleasure to be able to show the incredible stuff that you guys are giving us. A specific shout out to Vlad Kulnick, who is basically 75% of the imagery that we have for this show, and if there's a chance that if you found our show, you probably found it because of an image that he did. And an equal amount of huge shout out and love to Sandy Stein, who just brings us amazing original music every single week. I can't thank them enough. So big ups to all the team. Stephanie with our social media, Isaac handling our cameras and computer stuff. It's just like I put a little food in this dish. So thanks, guys. Hang around, check out all this amazing art, listen to all this amazing music, and then roll a joint or something. Get back here in 10 minutes, and we're gonna. We're gonna get the dip.
Whoa, critic.
Ooh, yeah. Welcome back, buds, to WeeDnD. Oh my goodness, what a crazy bit of magic was unfolding before us. And I say, we dive right back in. Let me drop some tunes for my peeps here. All right, guys. So this giant, massive, what you thought at first was a stalagmite that has since come to life with a great maw of teeth, a singular fixed eye deep in its forehead about 30 feet up, tendrils coming from the back and shoulders of it, 40, 50 feet long. Divot, the last you saw him disappeared. So you really, those of you that have just had your opportunities for these attacks, you really don't know why this creature decided to suddenly move back, and might even think that maybe this was part of its plan, considering it seems to have activated this strange magic of the surrounding area. You do notice that the roper itself, having this kind of energy drawn from it, seems to have sustained like quite a bit of damage. So it doesn't look quite as virile and strong, and you see as the energy being pulled from it seems to have weakened it somehow. So, way to go, Divot. So yeah, we jump back in here to initiative. Divot, that was the end of your turn. Tynna, Smoothhands, you're standing, your heels are kind of right against this cliff edge, that you helped launch Thoricus over. You can kind of smell in the air, there's like a singe, a burn to your nose as this kind of noxious, acidic lava that surrounds this island that now Thoricus and this strange beholder-esque, creature currently stand. But you're looking, forward at the roper as it, scoots 10 feet away. You see Brian in peril. You see Rial now suddenly no longer hidden, but just standing in the wide open. You see Bruenor, striking at this tendril, trying to cut Brian free. What do you do?
I'm going to... I see my friends as they take their attacks of opportunities each in turn, and I think to myself, okay, they have this. And I turn on my heels, and I remember Thoricus and the Beholder right behind me. And I think that this is also a situation that needs to be promptly dealt with. And I'm going to, while I'm not the strongest or the most agile, I'm going to take the risk, and I'm going to attempt to jump across to him, because I want to have a better vantage point on these human sack flesh things that are... Yeah.
You see them all, having now been filled with the strange energy come to life, as the strange hangingness of them kind of starts to take form. You see, a strange energy in their fleshy eye sockets as they kind of start to straighten their bodies out and become more humanoid in form. All of them groaning this horrible sound that now fills this small cavern and bouncing off the brackets around you. But yes, Tynna, you too, you'd have to move back 10 feet to run forward 10 feet. So you got to get yourself a little halfling running start.
Okay.
And yeah, you unfortunately you don't get advantage. So it is a DC 15 to cross this chasm here.
Okay. And it's the strength check?
It is a athletics check.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Which is based off of strength, huh?
Ooh. All right, Tynna, you step back and you see, you saw Thoricus make the jump, but because you were hidden behind the shield, you didn't see that it was this magic feat of magic that, lifted him over across the ravine. So you're like, I'm gonna go help Thoricus. You run, you feel your toes touch the edge of this cliff, looking down at this growing green lava underneath you. And as you go to jump, you feel the rocks at the edge of the cliff give way a little bit, and your footing kind of comes out from underneath you. You still manage to stretch across. You jump, and you feel as that noxious kind of fume gets into your nose and burns your lungs, and you manage to land the top half of your body, fingers grabbing onto these tiles on the ground, but you're starting to slide backwards toward the lava.
Can I pull myself up?
That would be another. So yes, this would be another athletics check. to try to get up. This would be your action though, so you've now used your move.
Okay.
It would be your action to get up.
Okay. Well, yeah. I will attempt. I'll do another athletics check.
Nice. You start to slide, and then you realize, you had drawn your mace and set it back down, but you remember your mace, and your fingers just can't get a grip on these tiles. So, using a hand rather than to stop yourself, you grab your mace and slam it into the ground, cracking one of the tiles and giving you a handhold to keep, your
take
hands
that
kind of, you do the cliffhanger thing and kind of look down. You see some of the rocks just disappearing in a sizzle as they hit this green lava 10 feet below, but you're dangling by your mace, and you manage to pull yourself up, dust yourself off, and you stand up. Again, the you landing has kind of blown this noxious gas. You see it more circling the island than on the island. But yeah, you have managed to jump. What is your strength?
Give me a moment. 2.
+2, so you have a 14?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's, you can jump 14 feet. That's more than the 10. You're good. You get over. Boom. So you kind of land at the base of the stairs. You look up. Thoricus is kind of 5 feet ahead of you, but up some stairs. He's kind of closer to 10 feet with how steep this pillar is that leads up. But you are standing behind him now. You do have a bonus action still if there was anything you wanted to do with your bonus action.
No, I think that's it for me. I just happy to be on solid ground.
Yeah, nice. Just right at the last moment. All right, so Tynna, you and Thoricus now stand on this strange, staircase leading up to this pillar where this fleshy beholder creature looms with its robe of eyes. On the other side, Rial, we jump to you. You're now standing, no longer hidden as your hiding place moved 10 feet away. And you realize that, holy crap, that entire thing, that all is its body, none of this wall. You notice the recessed room. You were pressed right up against what you thought was the wall. But now you see these, gaps in the room kind of around it here. Let me bring you over. You can see there's little spots and corners, and there's kind of like a secondary chamber back here.
Ain't that something? Gosh. Well.
Brian is still, wrapped around. He still has a tendril on him, a half-cut tendril.
All right. Well, I want to address the sword that I just kind of left hanging there. I want to bring that back down, but can I actually... I'm good with the sword, but can I have it drift down to Bruenor?
Yeah, you can.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Have the mage hand ledger made and move the sword away.
All right, so you you bring the spectral hand. Like I said, you kind of have it lassoed the way you were able to channel your arcane energy to summon it, and you kind of draw that force down and kind of whip it over to Bruenor. Bruenor, you see the gleaming golden hand of this, like I said, more of a falchion-style longsword, coming toward you. Again, in the pommel of the blade, 3 distinct circular slots, one of which has a purple, a vibrant amethyst-colored stone pressed in it. It looks like the other 2 are long since gone. As you see the sword kind of floating to you, you've been around Rial's magic long enough to know he kind of looks over at you and brings this spectral blade toward you. Do you want to grab it?
Yep.
All right, so you
would.
All right, so you reach up, you kind of set Andrel to the side. Instinctively, it almost hugs your leg by its very nature, like it knows what's to come, and you reach up and your hand slides through the grooves, and in a moment you can feel just immense magical power. And you feel like for a second you can kind of see this outline of a secondary plane around you, like looking through a broken mirror. You see reflections of the same moment where you're holding the sword, but thousands of them before your eyes. Suddenly you come back into focus, the blade in your hand, and emanating from the handle, suddenly this bright light. It's going to cast, the sword by itself is going to cast the spell Daylight. There's what the range on it
Sword!
is.
Oh my.
60
Sword!
foot radius.
Sword!
So,
I say that as I catch it. I go, sword, because I see it, and I grab it.
all right, so with a right flash of light, this dark room suddenly, almost as if the bounty of Shantia you've seen on Tynna so many times, this righteous light of day suddenly emanates from the blade being held by Bruenor the Serpent. This light fills the room. You see all the flesh sacks kind of recoil their eyes at the bright daylight in the room. But more importantly, you see back, Thoricus, you notice this particularly, you notice that the robe that's floating on this beholder, all the eyes suddenly go and close, and the robe falls to his feet. To his feet, he doesn't have feet. Falls to the ground instead of being thrown across his back. You just see with a great little puff of dust, the robe of eyes kind of lands near these green, pentagram shape gemstones, and the flash of light seems to have affected the eyes somehow.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So you don't have it identified. You know it's magical, but it casted. You did not cast that spell. That sword casted the spell.
Whoa.
Damn!
Dude.
Got a wild sword boy on our hands.
Whoa.
So Rial, I believe you can move your mage hand as a bonus action. So you would still have an action and a move.
Oh, I get all those things still? Shit.
And yeah, you have a cunning action too, you tricksy rogue.
That's wonderful news. Oh, man.
So yeah, this is a 60-foot sphere of light that emanates from the sword. So it's washing over it's kind of washing over most of this, it washes over the top half of these flesh sacks. Once it gets about to the island is about where it peters out.
Okay. Damn, what a sword.
You do.
Alright, well, speaking of all this sword business, I'm gonna take a swing at the tendril that's holding Brian and use Scimitar the Rapier.
Scimitar, the rapier, you have so many weapons at your disposal, but the old trusty friend of yours always keenly hanging at your side. You aim for the spot that's already been slashed by Bruenor once. Pretty good AC, like I said, 20 AC.
Good
see.
luck.
Not good enough, unfortunately. 13 AC. You see the tip of Scimitar the Rapier stabs into this little wedge that's been cut out by Bruenor. But again, just as the blade strikes, it seems like that little fleshy spot of the tendril turns to hard stone, and you're just unable to pierce the skin.
Damn. What was its AC again?
20.
20.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So
even with the bless.
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
nothing. Shit.
I'm sorry.
That's all good. I didn't think I was gonna get an action to begin with, so that was a pleasant surprise in this
Shit.
horrible, horrible place.
This place is terrible. Do not live here. Bad Yelp review.
I don't care how low the
D&D
rent is.
Yelp reviews? I'm gonna have to do that. Tower of Eternal Darkness will not go back.
0 stars.
The host was nice.
Dungeon of the Mad Mage, more floors much?
I like the. Or just like garden, everything was dead. Like.
I was accused of stealing the souls of the innocent. Would not recommend.
3
3
stars.
stars.
Though. 3
This is a thing. This is gonna happen.
yeah.
We just happened upon a thing. All right.
So,
you still have a cutting action in your move. Oh, you moved. I see you moved.
I went ahead and moved. I want to have equal range ground for both critters here. And this might be a stretch, but there's a nice little pile of bones on the map. Can I cunning action hide under that?
Yeah, not enough to hide under, unfortunately. Especially kind of being in the... You're kind of standing dead center in a room full of eyes. So, unfortunately, yeah, I can't give you the hide there. You could use your cunning action to dash, so if you wanted to make a move. I'd let you, I don't know if you were so inclined, but I would let you use your cunning action to attempt to jump over to the island, if that's what you were wanting to do.
So that's a
Yeah.
I'll stick with that, and I'll just ready my bow, and I'm good.
All right. The Monsieur Rope gets to go. That's Mr. Roper. All right. So you see once more. You see it's attempting to strike out with its tendrils. Much to your dismay, Divot, one of them comes over its back shoulder and slaps at you, as if this thing has some kind of keen perception in the moment. But one of them does fly down your way, so we're just gonna do this.
It's marked, right?
What's that?
It's marked.
It is marked. Yes, you get disadvantage. It gets disadvantage. Good catch. It gets disadvantage on attacks that don't include Bruenor. So these first two strikes are with disadvantage. All right, so tendril 1, a 2, getting a 9 AC. That's gonna miss you, Divot, and then another tendril coming at Is it Thoricus? No, Thoricus is on the other side. At Real, because you are actually just within range, unfortunately. Oh, like just too. Like I think within 5 feet. If it makes you hate me a little more. But he has disadvantage. Ooh, lucky he does, because he had a crit. What about a 15 AC?
No siree. I got a 16.
Oh, and you're lucky with that. Oh, if you had advantage, there would have been some crit town. Unfortunately, no. And then sweet. So this one does just, it's a normal attack, no advantage against you, Bruenor, since you are the person who marked it.
Yep.
The third attack. Its fourth tendrils wrapped up on Brian. Unfortunately, 11 AC, not good enough. So yes, once more, you're able to just knock it away with your shield. But
no, we just lucked the fuck out.
Yeah. You see the fourth tendril kind of continue wrapping around Brian, bringing him back a little bit more. It is his turn to reel. You see the tendril draw Brian back, and he kind of spins, as he unravels off of these 3 wrappings. You see him like with great concern on his face as he spins right into the toothy mouth of this great roper. He's gonna hit.
Does he get disadvantage?
Oh yes, he does. Great catch, mon frere. And we have Brian at the 14 AC, so he misses with a 13 AC. You see as Brian spins and the tendril unwraps, the dragon wings fly out, and just before he goes into his mouth, they flap, and he kind of floats back and lands on the ground just in front of the mouth.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Dragon.
Nice.
I'm telling you.
All right, good turn. Roper's done. Thoricus, Onyxheart, you're up. Bruenor, you're on deck.
Oh boy.
Right. Well, let's see.
This is so exciting.
There's so much going on.
There's so much going on. So this.
I'm also so stoned. Me too.
I'm
glad.
This beholder
I was proud of this one.
now no longer has the robe of eyes on it.
Oh yeah, I did go ahead and just tell you what that was. You're right. Sorry about that. DM problems.
Yeah. But it doesn't have it on it anymore, right?
It's actually on the ground. You would have to move 5 feet, but you could hypothetically grab it.
Okay. So with that robe falling off of it, though, do I notice anything changing? Because it wasn't reacting before.
You don't really notice any change, no. It almost seems like it wasn't this fleshy beholder that reacted at all, but the robe itself. And when the flash of daylight filled the room, it kind of like recoiled off of the creature.
Fuck. Well, shit. I don't know what to do now. I mean, do I want to pick the robe up?
I mean, you are, yeah, at this point, you kind of see what's happened, you know, where you kind of look over your shoulder to see where your friends are, and that entire fight seems to have shifted even farther away from you. So you kind of look down, you see Tynna looking up at you, you know, definitely she's got your 6. And so it's, but yeah, you do notice these flesh sacks seem to be moving, their feet getting much closer toward the ground than you'd be very comfortable with normally. And yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, this room is there's bad news all over the place. You know, your spidey sense is tingling all over.
Okay. Now, would I know anything about this robe of eyes?
Nope.
Cool.
You're not trained in Arcana, right?
No.
Yeah, so no. Sorry, there was like a reason why I was just like, I'm pretty sure you're not trained in Arcana, but yeah, no, you look at it. I mean, it's extravagantly made. It definitely resonates with its own magical energy. Like it's definitely got some properties to it. But I mean, like I said, just an extravagantly made robe with, you know, thousands of these multicolored copper, platinum, silver eyes that seem to move all over. Right now, they all sit shut.
Fuck. I'm really concerned. Like, I feel like anything I do is just gonna fuck me. That's like the worst
Divot
feeling
had
ever.
to blow up the sundial. No, I'm just kidding. This isn't much reason for that.
Oh.
Is it?
Coming back round.
I did make this map or this like encounter pretty immediately after that situation. So maybe I was feeling, you know, a little retribution. Not at all.
Okay, so the beholder's not doing shit. It's not reacting. It's not moving. It's not.
It's just fire and
aggressive.
eye beams. You see, you know, it's just like, it seems, like I said, it's got the same fleshy, gross skin quality of these skin people all around you. You know, it's like, its skin almost seems like it's rotting. The eye itself, milky and white, you know, seemingly like a blind man's eyes. The tendrils that, you know, shoot off it that have the eye stalks at each end, you know, they sag and the skin on them is hanging off, almost similarly to when you saw Divot peel his own skin off. I mean, there's definitely a disgust when you look at this creature in front of you, some kind of abomination.
Yeah, I don't think I want to have anything to do with that. A good part of me is pretty sure that I want Divot to have a lot to do with that thing. Just to see what the fuck happens. Now, I don't really know how to get that item to him without touching it and having it potentially fuck me up. Cause I ain't about that. So I'm just saying. So fuck. Guys, I don't know what to do. You
gotta make a choice.
Do something crazy.
Yeah, I know. You know what?
Do something crazy.
Kill everything and meet in the middle, baby.
Do something crazy.
Yeah.
Do something crazy.
Well, the big, fuck, the beholder doesn't have the cloak on it anymore, right? So,
Correct.
but I didn't hit it the last time with Trusty Dusty because it has a really high AC. Is that correct?
It didn't. You didn't roll particularly hot. Its AC is not nearly as impressive as
Oh,
the
it's all
north side of the room.
fucking Stonehenge back there.
Yeah. His little face.
All right.
He kinda looks that.
Well, fuck it. Let's give that thing a little Lucille.
All right, so you step forward. Your feet kind of press upon the top step as you look at your enemy before you. 20 AC is plenty good, bud. Dealing 9 points of slashing damage. You know, you cut in. Again, it does. Your blade cuts through the flesh, but it doesn't recoil in pain. but you certainly seem to have, hacked a huge piece off of this thing. So it feels like, you're hurting it, but it doesn't cry out in agony as the blade cuts the meat.
I appreciate that. I hate it when things scream. I have very sensitive ears.
Like, don't yell.
So, yeah, I'll just, I'll go with Lucille again, because she's,
All right, unfortunately, 11 AC is not good enough. So you stick the blade in one side, and then you kind of switch form and spin around the other way, trying to do like a full 180 baseball swing into the other side. But by the time your blade comes around, it just bangs into this thick part of the natural armor of this beast. The blade kind of sticks but doesn't cut very much. You pull it out. You do have your bonus action if you want to do your cool bonus attack.
Oh, that?
Nice. Heck yeah. 25 AC. Big dip for whammies. All right, for 10 damage. Nice.
Whammy!
So there's several of these eye stalks that kind of stick off the head of this thing. And after you stuck once, stopped the third time, you reposition again and kind of try to haymaker it. And just as you bring it down, it shifts to the side, like, and you just cut through one of the eye stalks. You still chop one of these little eyes off and it falls onto the ground. A little bit of this black ooze from the wound just kind of falls out. The teeth don't react. Again, no wince of pain, but you certainly did some damage.
Well, that's what I do, baby.
All right. Anything else, or Bruenor?
Yeah. Let's pass this good fortune on to my buddy, my broski. Come on, you got it.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
Get it.
I'm gonna get Onyxheart.
Yeah.
I would like to attack this thing, the little tickles, whatever still has a grasp on my Bryman. I would like to get in there and swing spine.
Bruenor, you
Yes.
hear a sound in the back of your mind.
No!
Best we strike the body then.
Oh. Yep.
You kind of run forward, continue your strikes.
Sure. Okay. So I strike the body.
All right.
What?
Kind of-
What is going on?
With this
The
strange
sword
blade, the
beats.
golden-handled blade. Are you attacking with that one, or do you want to use Angelo?
No, I want to see. I want to know, because if this thing was stuck in this thing, I want to see what was worthy. I want to go. I want to see what happens here.
This sword obviously spent a lot of time with this thing.
Yeah.
So you see, it's glowing with daylight. The sphere of light as you move it around in your hand.
Yep. Awesome. Excellent. Yeah, I want to strike. Well, I want to strike at the thing.
You can
Hit
make
hard.
just attack with Angelo, and I'm just going to subtract 1 from it because you're not attuned to this particular magic item. 18 AC. Remember, you're blessed, so you need to roll a 2 or better. Oh, I'm sorry, you have a 19. You need a 1. You would have got it no matter what. I just been blind and can't read. All right, sweet. So 21 AC is good enough. 10 damage. Nice. You take this shining blade and almost bury it the exact same way. You were like, all right, it was stabbed into it like this before. Well, that's got to work again. And you just kind of force it through the cracks. You see the creature minces and winces in pain as the rocks kind of shift in this great, massive stalagmite creature. Again, you hit him pretty good, and he was not looking great already from having this seemingly energy drained from him, it would seem. But yes, it is still your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna keep that blade in there, and I'm gonna use Andrel to swipe at him again.
Nice.
Wham!
Angelo.
Damn.
Oh, you did it again. So a 19, but no matter what, with your blessed, you'll get at least 1. So that's a hit.
Oh.
Smart using Angelo, not getting the minus. But yes, so you hit no matter what. If you want to roll a d4, you can. But either way, you strike. You almost copying what you had done when you fought the dragon Harnax and you had your blade in its head. You wedge this sword into the rock, and then you grab your other blade and, like a hammer into a nail, you strike the hilt of the handle and drive it even deeper into the rock. So much so that just the golden handle with the purple gemstone is all that you see sticking out. It's been pressed on the length of the blade the whole way through. Dealing 11 damage. You see the sunlight, that was beaming off of the blade still shines from the handle itself. So it's almost like this little, like, bright light where your hand is connected to this rock. Like you're, like, looking at an after your eyes have adjusted to the dark. You're, like, still kind of like, oh, gosh. But yeah, you've driven it even deeper into the roper. For 11 points of damage, it does look to be in really bad shape. You see, like, some of the rocks of its body start, like, crumbling off, as if the shape of this thing is getting smaller as death is dealt to its frame and energy drained from its body. But it is still alive.
Jerk. What a jerk.
Too bad then.
The work.
You hear in your mind again. Actually, it's like,
Yeah. I'm just holding on. I'm like, neat. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna. I guess I'll just chill right here then. Right up on him.
Chill. Get up on him.
Yeah. I'm gonna get up on him and I will then chill.
I'm sorry, where are you going?
Like where I stabbed him.
Boom. Okay, perfect. Yeah, you even see there's like a little hole there. That's what your shiny sword is shining out from. So if that's the end of your turn, Bruenor.
Yeah.
You hear as these twisting brambles pulsing with a strange energy, pumping it into these flesh sacs, so much so that it actually overfills them, and you see from their eye sockets and orifices this strange green goo just kind of oozes out of their frames, like they're overstuffed. Suddenly, the brambles root toward the ground and set the feet of these flesh sacs on the gray and green tiles in the base of this terrible place. And you watch as they all begin moving forward.
No. No. No.
Sorry, there is a lot of them. You see all around the back wall, all along the western wall, they all seem to just kind of move in and consume toward closer to the center. Two of them land their feet on the island itself as these brambles reach through into their backs. You see it's like the walls of the room are like creeping in at you as these twisting sharp brambles bring these flesh sacs toward you. And that is the end of their turn. Which makes it top of initiative, Thoricus. Once more, you're kind of looking down after having, cut a couple pieces of this thing off. The central eye, milky white, never really reacting, never looking at you. The teeth and the saliva dripping off the sharp points of these like pointed, jagged teeth, continuing to drop. This hot breath kind of blowing at you, reminding you of the singeing wave of acid cloud you had to jump through to get in here. And suddenly, where one of the tendrils that you had cut off still spurts this black ooze just underneath it. Another one looks at you.
What the fuck you looking at?
And make me a DC 14 Constitution saving throw. Pretty good save for you.
Good luck. Oh.
It's kind of the beam you wanted.
You got this.
Oh, critical fail! Oh, crit hit.
That's not bad.
Oh wait, is that a save
dude.
or a check?
What's that?
that a save or a check?
A save.
So since I'm blessed, don't I get advantage?
You don't get advantage. You get a D4 added to it, but
Oh,
unfortunately,
well, that's not gonna fucking do anything.
it won't do it. Yeah. So you see
Damn it.
this kind of green,
44.
similar, like a necrotic energy, similar to the energy you've seen Divot wield. His new, access to this eldritch, kind of almost undead magic. You see a beam of the same color, that green radioactive, the same color that stains the ground of the tiles that you battle upon in this very moment. This beam shoots at you. And you feel as if 1,000 needles pierce all of your muscles. And you are racked for 36 points of necrotic damage.
What?
Okay, but what if I don't want that to happen?
Oh, actually, it's in the rules. If you don't want it to happen, no, I'm kidding.
What did you say?
Yeah, if you don't want it to happen,
You had me in the first half, Drew.
Luckily, you've got the hit points to eat that, my friend. But 36 points of necrotic damage as the innervation ray racks your body with these needles.
That's a whole lot.
Yeah. I'm not real happy about that, guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either. I feel for you. That's valid.
I'm gonna die.
Probably.
He's
I
giving
knew it
up.
was gonna be me.
That
Yeah,
one
man.
was ill-timed. All right, but that's the end of his turn, bro. Like, you're good. Divot, you're up. We shift back to the north side battle. An intense one indeed.
All
Divot,
right.
you're still standing on the back, having just deflected one of the massive tendrils. What do you do?
Right. All right, well, I look what's going on across the way, but I can't do anything about that. And I look what's going on with Brian, and I'm like, shit, I can maybe do something about that. And I look at this thing that I'm standing on top of, and it's not like hanging from anything, is it?
No, it's a stalagmite, so it comes from the ground and up.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Right. All right, just making sure. I'm picking my move carefully. All right, so I want to slap my hands down on this thing that I'm riding on and cast Hex.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, not hard to find a surface for you to hex. You're just like, here, put both your skeletal hands against the cold rock body of this roper. You get to give him disadvantage on a certain ability check. He's not really making a lot of ability checks, so it's not as big a deal. But you do get an additional D6 damage to him with
Right.
whatever you do.
All right, so I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast on him.
Heck yeah, you are. You're actually flanking him with Bruenor right now, so you get advantage.
Advantage, and I get to add to it with Bless, right?
Yeah, but that's a hit. You got a 22 AC. That's a hit.
Right.
So that's your that's your. Go ahead and cast it one more time because you have advantage.
Yeehaw.
And with advantage, you got a 22 AC both times, so both of those are hits. Your first beam didn't do too hot, just hit him for 2. But your second beam hit him for 8, so that's 10 damage. Don't forget, he's hexed. You do an additional D6 damage to him.
So roll a D6.
Get him.
Just how Fred Ward likes it.
Whoa!
Divot, you draw upon the same green eldritch magic that seems to stain the surroundings around you. And you kind of step your feet back off of its body, and as your feet touch the green stained tiles on the ground, you feel the energy from these tiles start drawing into your feet.
Can I say what I say when I put my hands on him?
Oh yeah.
I put my hands on him, and I look at Brian, and I go, boom, 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 let me hear you say, whoa.
Divot, as you say that, your fingers, as if his body was made of water, your skeletal fingers get up to the elbows into his body. You feel that green energy drawing from your feet into your hands. You kill him, Divot. What do? You got
All
your
right,
hands
so
all
I
up in him.
channel the light. So I plunge my hands in, but my left hand goes a little bit deeper. So I rip my right hand out and reach up, and I pull an Eldritch Blast from the sky through me and like shoot it straight into the center of this thing like a lightning rod.
You see it, right through that small beam of light, the very tiny beam of white light that cuts through the brambles from where you fell. This green energy shoots down on you, and there's like a shock wave as it connects with your hand. As if this like crazy arcane place that you're in is just drawing this huge power upon you. You punch the hand in and fill him with this green energy. And Bruenor, you're standing on the front side. You see the mouth suddenly fills with this bright green light as the eye explodes out of the front of it. This green goo and melted eyeball blood mix of pus and just vile things slushes to the ground, splashing a little bit on Brian, who quickly takes a lick of it. As you see this giant, 50-foot tall stalagmite creature basically blow up like a bomb was inside of it. From every crevice and crack, green light emanates. And without casting Shatter, Divot still manages to cast Shatter.
Hell yeah.
Tight.
Sword.
That's the truth grenade, y'all.
So I still have a move, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'd like to pull my hand. I'd like to remove my fist from this guy. And then I want to run down the face and like jump up onto Brian.
Okay.
And like yell to Bruenor like, "Is this cool?"
You look dope.
And then I realized I said it weird, and I'm like, "Is this cool?"
All right, give me an athletics check.
All right, shit. Okay.
You could make the defense for acrobatics if you wanted as
Good
well.
luck, brother.
Um.
I'll always allow PC to sell me whatever. If you're like, I'm doing it like a performance.
I'll do acrobatics. I mean, like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm doing it like a performance, but.
Nice. Yeah, that's good enough, bud. You make it across the difficult terrain with relative ease as you run up the side of this now lifeless, monstrous creature. The tendrils all kind of like all just kind of like flop on the ground. The one that's wrapped around Brian, still wrapped around him, but no longer possessing the strength and grappling him. You see he's kind of like considering having a chew of it himself when it's his turn. All right.
Tight.
So you jump through the air and you land on the back of Brian. Again, he is still kind of like wrapped up in this one tendril a little bit. He's not like, it's weird because he's not technically grappled, but it's just around him. So if you wanted him to move or something, he probably could like rip it off and it would just be around him.
Okay, can I just like squeeze him tight and be like, "Hey, buddy"?
Heck yeah, you can. Who doesn't want to hug Brian? I'm dying to hug Brian.
Yeah, it'll be a good day.
Especially jacked Brian, he'd be just like,
I'm really so glad he's still alive.
Just a big beefy boy.
Yo, your boy was scared. These ropers are no joke. How funny was that it was like because he moved back, he couldn't pull him far enough. That was just I love Dungeons and Dragons. All right, so if you're done, Div, you're over here on my man's.
Yep.
If you're done, it's Tynna Smoothhands.
Yes, indeed.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm right here behind my man Thoricus, and I just got my feet's on the ledge, and then I see him get attacked, see him get zip-zapped, and I'm like, oh. But I want to, my first instinct is to heal, but I'm like, okay, let's try to attack the larger problem first, and I step forward, and I noticed, I look at this beholder in front of me, and I think I remember that it wasn't taking any damage, or didn't seem to be reacting when I hit it with the sacred flame earlier, and so I want to take my movement to walk around to the side of it.
Okay.
And be in more range of these flesh sacks in front of me. And then I want to look upon these flesh sacks also, and I want to put 2 and 2 together, and I think maybe maybe something's not right here. Something feels unnatural, and something feels also undead also. And then I want to call upon my channel divinity, and I think feeling all this unnatural, this heebie-jeebie energy I'm feeling, I want to cast Turn Undead.
Dope.
Yeah.
Go and hit it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I just want to see what the range is. This is pretty awesome, Tynna. I love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because where is it? Oh, okay.
The range is 30 feet. It's freezing up on me over here.
Here, I got you.
That doesn't work on me, does it?
I was just looking. I was like, how far away is how far away is Serpent?
All right. Yeah. All right. So here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, it is. It's doing. There we go. No, it's still not doing it. Okay. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Okay.
So you start channeling that surge, that river within your connection to the benevolent force of nature and nurture, Shantia. You look around at this room, and it disgusts you. You see the taint of the natural world around you, this strange corruption. You recall the old hag, rotten to the core. And you see as this corruption has turned the natural world into this disgusting mess before you.
And I feel deceived. I feel lied to. I was led on a mission to protect this Esmeralda, but yet she turned into this wicked, rotten thing. And I'd like to pull down and reach and pull off the flower on the front of my shield, and I'd like to use that as the holy symbol here in this moment.
Dope. Yes. Tynna, your shield covered in the spider webs with several roses that grow and bloom and die, throughout the day. You grab the most vibrant one that you can, the truest picture of the beauty of life, a rose in its full bloom. You grab it, and you look down at one of these brambly tentacles at your feet, and you just snatch it off the ground, and you shove the rose into it. And you feel that river of energy within yourself surging like an avalanche. As you push against the energy that fills these tendrils, and you watch as the light that glows from you shoots backwards through the tendrils at all of the zombies near the flesh sacks nearest you within 30 feet. Now, because you are a higher level, you're at 5th level now, their CR is so low that you watch this glowing energy go into them, and before, when they had been overstuffed with the arcane energy, this time your pure light fills their bodies, and you watch them just explode. 5 of them all around you, filled with this pure light. So turned are they, destroyed, just absolutely obliterated by the pure, nature energy of your god, the true nature god, Shantia. You spit at this vile, contempt. And because your gamble was correct, this beholder is undead. Not a normal beholder. But yes, you took a gamble. Your gamble paid off, so it does get a wisdom saving throw, which again, it has pretty good wisdom. Oh no, it doesn't. That was the other thing. This one has a bad wisdom. Huzzah! I'm gonna roll with my real dice.
You're blessed, right,
Minus 1
Abby?
to that.
I am also blessed.
Oh
so
shit!
I'll
Popping
get-
these bodies like a can of biscuits.
Yeah.
That is true, and unfortunately, that's not good enough. 2 minus 1. I rolled a 2, so you can't get too much worse than that. A 2.
Thanks for mentioning that. Thanks, Gus. Yeah.
All right. You channel the divine light of Shantia, and you watch as it just pops like pimples on the ends of these tendrils. 5 of these different flesh sacks, just leaving a sack of just like piles of skin and gross green energy just kind of pooling about. The brambles kind of hiss and retreat back into the walls. You see as the giant figure that's floating on this, on this pillar above these 5 stones that stand at the top of this area. It failed its saving throw, so it's turned for 1 minute. It will, on its turn, try to move as far away from you as it can, and it cannot willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also cannot take reactions. And for its action, it can only use the dash action to try to get away from you more. And if there's nowhere for it to move, the creature can use the dodge action. So that's turn undead. Awesome little cleric gem. Who doesn't love a good turn undead? Any of my old school D&D players.
Team Tynna.
It's all Shantia.
Old Smoothie herself.
Tynna.
It's all
Popped
Shantia.
a good portion. Obviously there are still some all around, especially on the east side there, on this far east corner here. But you've kind of like cleared out this whole little area around where you're at, especially the ones that were already on the island with you. So dope.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's my action, and did that break? That didn't disconnect me from my bless, did it?
I don't think it does. It doesn't say it requires concentration, so no.
Okay,
Hell
cool.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, in that case, I'm
That's
curious.
dope cleric stuff. Clerics just wreck undead stuff.
Hey.
Woo.
I'm like a little nervous about that.
Dude's like,
I feel this power and this light rush through me, and I'm a little. I feel. Let's face it, I have an addictive personality. My family has an addictive past, and I feel that rush, and I'm like, whoo, that's
power.
nice.
Yes.
And I take a look at this robe on the floor. Am I able to put that on?
Heck yeah, you are.
Yeah. Nice.
Ooh.
Nice. And that will conclude my turn.
All right, so Tynna, you just kind of like, after just being dope sauce and, blowing this huge flash of light, you see the creature is like, and as the orb just kind of spins in one direction, and you see him kind of like trying to run away, but he can't. You see him like bumping into, like, as if there was like a pillar around him. He's bumping into nothing. Like, you see nothing, but it's obvious he can't move any farther away from you. And so you just kind of see him and start walking up to him, seeing if this is some trap of some kind, the deception part of your mind, ready for this to be a trick. And you notice it does not seem to be the fact. It is terrified of you. It is trying to get away from you. It just seemingly cannot leave this space. You, however, just walk right up, grab this robe. Again, it's this gorgeous red and gold robe that has all these gold, platinum, silver, and copper eyes, just thousands of them stitched along the seams and the inside. On the outside, where the tassels are, it's just covered in eyes. Again, you're not attuned to it, but it hums with magical power. I mean, this is clearly a strong item. You kind of throw it around and wrap the tassels. You see at the end of the tassels are like the eye stalks of a beholder, just these little eye stalks that have little eyes at the end where the tassels tie. So yes, you
terrified
don
this beast,
the robe
therefore
of eyes.
I take its robe, and
Yo,
I know.
The second Divot sees you pick that thing up and just immediately put it on without like doing anything else, I'm like, that's my sister. Maybe
you
we
hit it
are
from
related.
the back. Tynna, in this dope moment, you just kind of throw this robe on, tie it in the front, again, that one beam of light that always seems to hit the Shantia moment just right, hits you, and you kind of turn and look back at your brother, once more being epic, standing on the back of Brian the Dracodile, beside a dead beast of his own, and so, for a moment, just that swelling of family pride as you both just kind of haunchily look at each other from across this great evil chasm. But yeah,
We're
a pretty nice
having
little
our
moment.
epic moment over here.
Yeah, epic moment succeeded. So,
Team Shitty Dad.
Woo!
all right, so he has. Let me turn him. I want to get away from Tynna. So yes, that is what's up. If Tynna, if you're done, it's Rial's turn.
Yes, indeed, I'm done.
Okay. Hey, Smoothhands. That was fucking amazing.
Damn.
Smooth.
Heard him.
Smoothie.
Yeah, fucking Play-Doh snakes for that shit.
Yeah.
Indeed, a Play-Doh snakes.
Yeah, Team Snakes.
What, Rial? You don't have like turn undead?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I do.
Sorry to make you go after clear. Gets to cast turn undead and put on a magic eye.
I'm so upset that Jake isn't wearing the wig this week.
I know, right? I liked it when we were twins. Triplets. Quadruplets.
Yeah.
Should I just get it real quick? I think it's like right here.
Y'all, this
yeah,
show
after your
is
turn, totally.
proof that being ginger is contagious.
Yeah.
True. It happened.
You spend too much
Right
time
there,
on
everyone.
Divid's screen.
Bam's gonna
Look
wake up tomorrow and look at his beard and be like, no!
It happened here.
And it can happen to you.
And then he realizes it's just my beard hairs from our warm embrace.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh. He was there the whole time.
All right, Rial, what are you doing?
Let's see.
You're high.
Across the...
What?
No,
We smoke weed?
There was weed in those bowls?
What?
It was weed the whole time.
The song told me to smoke a bowl.
Yeah, these aren't props, dude.
Everybody, smoke a bowl.
I don't have a bowl, but I do. I'm just lazy. All right. You know what time it is, guys?
What?
This is my pocket watch.
Oh shit.
It's time for D&D. There's dice in there. My
Whoa.
girlfriend got me this for our anniversary.
Yeah,
It's
baby.
adorable.
Little baby dice.
It's nice.
Nice.
There's a little. I can take them out too. So you know I always got them things on me.
Clack, clack, clack.
Clack, 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 clack.
That's the new thing.
Throwing dice.
Just super ashy, like D&D dice.
Yo, man. You wanna play some D&D? All right, Rial, you look around the room. You see a dead roper. You see your friends kind of standing victoriously a little bit around it after having watched the eye blown out of the front end of this thing. You feel the moment of dopeness from over your shoulder as you turn and watch Tynna don the robe of eyes as she stands next to a couple of splody skin guys and a beholder zombie that is now trying to run away from her, seemingly bumping into an invisible barrier.
Yeah, about this beholder. So, between move and action, let me know if this works.
Okay.
I want to start with popping off a shot at the zombie beholder, and he's turned away so he can't see me. So hopefully that works. But as soon as oh, what's up, cat? We got a cat chiming in too. That's my advice. But,
Yeah, true. No longer
it's-
having the robe of eyes and now turned the other direction. You are correct, Rial. It cannot see you.
Sweet.
As such, you attack with advantage. You're attacking from basically invisible.
As soon as I pop that shot off, I want to dash towards the island, because at least that way I have a better view at all of the other flesh sacks that are around.
Yeah.
I want to try and up there after I try and shoot at the beholder.
All right, so go ahead and make your shot. You're going to get one shot.
Let's see. Let's see, guys.
Let's see.
Boom.
The daughter of Ash. Nice, 25 AC. That'll do. So yes, again, because again you are attacking with advantage from a spot it cannot see due to running away. There it is. You already know. Give me that sneak attack. Nice, 17 total damage. A nice strike.
Sweet.
Again, you see the arrow goes pretty deep into the fleshy sac on the back of it, kind of piercing some of the skin as right where the arrow goes through. It just kind of droops around like a runny egg. You see some of the skin peel off as this kind of putrid smell emanates and blasts Tynna and Thoricus in the face. Just, the smell of just like death, absolute death and corruption.
Gross.
But yeah, nice. 17 damage is really good. So, nice job. It's still alive, but yeah. And then where did you want to move to?
I want to.
I know it's weird because there's little tiny squares and then there's the grid squares. But yeah, it's you're 5, 10. You're 15 feet from this cliff edge right here.
Yeah, I want to try and jump on the island.
Oh yeah,
Thoricus
you
and
can
Tynna as
totally
well.
do that. So you just need 10 feet of movement to jump. What is your strength?
Strength, -1.
Nice. So yeah, you need a pretty good athletics check to get across. You've got a nice 15-foot head start, so you can attempt to make that jump as well.
Cool. You said athletics check?
Yeah, again, you could. Yeah, not in this case. There's not really a good acrobatics for this one because you're kind of jumping from 2 equal surfaces, across the space. It is more of an athletics thing.
Also, -1. Ooh.
Ooh, I wish it was with disadvantage because you would have got a 0, and that would have been hilarious. But no, bro, with your 16, you're good. You run up, very fast, Rial. You in a foot race, you're faster than anyone else in the party. You take off and hit the edge. You saw where Tynna's feet had collapsed to the edge, and you were ready for just such an occasion. And rather than try to jump and let a rock break, you almost slide your feet near the end, intentionally breaking a rock off the edge and riding it a little bit. And then as it falls toward the lava below, about halfway, you jump off that broken piece of earth and jump and land. Again, that kind of noxious cloud from the acid that comes up from the green lava below kind of poofs away from you. But yeah, you successfully land on the island.
Dope.
Damn, dude, you make us so cool. Fuck.
Dude, you guys are cool.
Yeah.
So
guys
for
do
you,
that.
Bam. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, like that.
You guys are cool.
Oh. We gotta get higher.
All right. So Rial, if that's the end of your turn, Mr. Roper's dead.
Yeah.
Killed Mr. Roper.
Mr. Roper.
Which makes it Thoricus Onyxheart. You see this, this crazy, just disgusting creature in front of you. A little bit funnily, kind of just like bumping into this invisible thing, trying to get away and can't, and not reacting, just like do. And yeah, so you're like, all right, well, this is easy. Like it's not even really attempting to defend itself. In this case, because it's completely trying to run, it's giving you its back. You'll have advantage on any attacks if you were so inclined.
So it can't get out of the 5-sphere jewel whatever thing cage that it's in.
That's what it would appear. Yes.
It can't move outside of that, but it's still afraid, so it also can't attack us.
Correct. Currently, for 1 minute, this creature will be doing everything it can to get away from Tynna.
Okay. Now the fucking tree nutsack people that just hatched or whatever. The zombie tree nutsacks.
They're collectively known as the Scroat.
Oh.
We
The
are the
tainted
Scroat.
Gotcha.
Salty.
So they're still like trying to get at us, or all of them exploded when Tynna did her thing?
Nope, just those, the ones I took off the map. If you still see them on the map, those ones are still there. It was in a 30-foot radius from her.
Right.
So those ones are, and they are very much still hulking, kind of closing in on the room.
Outstanding. So what are the chances that I could enlist the help of Tynna and Rial, and as Rial's jumping over, being all fucking super ninja, cool guy shit, like landing in front and like running up on my axes that I got, and I'm like you know what we about to do? And he's like, Big 10-4. I'm like, Tynna, you ready, baby? And she's like, hell yeah, I'm ready.
Hell yeah, I'm ready.
Hey, Charlie,
So I'm
are you
like-
down with that?
Kind of want him to run up my axes as I'll like start the cyclone, and like Tynna will sacred flame his arrows, and as he's going up, he just pulls out all of his arrows, lines them up in the Daughter of Ash, and as I'm spinning, like he just 360 attacks with everything he has, enhanced with sacred flame on all these zombie nutsack things. I'm sick, guys. I'm sorry. I'm coming up with some weak ass shit right now.
All right.
That's pretty fire.
So, the team attack dynamic that we've now done, we're basically, rather than like with popcorn, where we had the ability to just be like, okay, this is what happens next, we're using the traditional structure initiative, which means you'll have to prepare your action. You have to ready an action. So, the way we're going to build our team attacks, depending on the number of participants, there's a tiered boost system to the damage that's done or the effects. In this case, you would be. Each of you would be granted your attack as normal, but since the three of you are also sacrificing your moves and your bonus actions, you're each going to get, rather than a d4 if there was two of you, a d6 because there's three of you. So all three of you, when all three of your turns are resolved, this team attack will occur, and you will each get to make your attack with an additional d6 damage from that team attack modifier. If anything happens that interrupts that, all of your turns are lost.
And I just want to stress to the other two of you, if you're not on board, no feelings hurt. That sounded kind of cool. Like I didn't have to go anywhere, and I'm just like,
Yeah, that was super
know what I
cool.
mean?
That was just so you
It
know.
sounds super
I'm very
cool.
excited about it.
Oh boy.
You won't.
you're excited. Feel these nipples.
Oh.
So if that's what you want to do, Thoricus, basically you're readying a team attack, and that's your action. So then your action will be that, as will Tynna's, and then at the end of Rial's turn, that team attack will execute.
All
Right.
Sweet. Again, this all takes place in 6 seconds, so it's not that obscene.
You guys
All right.
have it.
Yeah.
All right, so sweet. 3-person team attack, getting ready to go down. I just want you guys to know, I'm going to let you narrate the attack. So feel free to, until that event happens, think about what awesome thing you want to do within that great
me?
narrative framework that Drew came up with.
All of y'all.
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
All right,
Hell
so
yeah.
because that's fun, and I just want to hear you guys get cool and epic with it. Sweet. So Thoricus, if that's the case, your turn is over. Yes.
Yeah.
Boom. You're
Yeah.
charging up.
I'm
Bruenor, back to you. You see your boy Brian in front of you. Kind of wiggling. He's a thick, wiggly boy, and so he's using the thick wigglies to try to kind of wiggle out of this tendril that's still wrapped around him. It doesn't have the strength that it once had, but yeah, you're up.
Oh, okay. So I would like to take the tendril off of Brian and also look for that sword.
All right, sweet.
I want
so
to take that sword back.
You grab the tendril, and right where you would cut it, now that there's no shifting stone skin to deal with, you just rip it apart, just rip it off and unwrap Brian. You see him kind of shake his body, flap his wings, and then he looks at you with a clear look of appreciation, and a little bit of like the crocodile version of
You and me both, brother.
So you look over into the body of the roper, and you see, still sticking out, almost as it was when you first saw it originally, the gleaming light golden handle with the purple gemstone on the hilt. Again, as you kind of like look to start reaching toward it, the closer your hand gets to it, it's like reality around it vibrates. And when you touch it, again, like you feel like you see 1,000 different echo realities of this moment of you holding the sword, but from 1,000 different angles and 1,000 different realities. And then you're back to normal life. Strong enough, no problem, to pull the blade out. The shining glow of daylight still shining at you. What do you do?
So I have a question. Would that ruby, that crimson colored scarab thing, would that like fit in that thing or no? You know, little.
No, the green stones on the south side. Is that what you mean?
The like on the handle, the like 3 stones, whatever you say.
That ruby that we got a long time ago?
Oh no. Yeah, no, would not fit.
good.
Would not fit that puzzle,
okay.
unfortunately.
Just saying.
No, good question. Absolutely.
Oh,
I'm right there with you.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay.
But yeah, similar
100%.
magics for sure.
Cool. Okay, so I take this sword and I kind of give it a good look-see, and I'm gonna look down at Brian, and I want to look at Divot, and I'm gonna say, let's get to work. And I want to just run towards one of these bodies and just slash it.
Nice.
Whatever's one's closest.
All right,
to me.
so let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, man, even with diagonals, you're pretty far away because you guys ended up kind of riding into that other room. You could move to about here, and that would put you into range. You could throw your axes.
I will! Get in there, you son of a bitch! Wah!
Nice, 23 AC, definitely good enough. 8 damage. I think it does that thing. Yeah, it's got it. Ooh, actually, yeah. So it does. You don't kill it, but you just slash and you throw this hand axe, and it just sticks into this fleshy chest. You see a little green energy spill out from where the axe presses in, just where where on a human it would be like a rib cage. You just see it kind of sticks right in, right up to the wooden handle of the axe itself, and the beast just continues just lurching forward.
Gross!
All right, you got anything
declare
else,
that.
Bruenor?
No, if I'm too far away from it to do anything else. I want to put my shield up. Can I ready my shield?
Yeah, you used your action to throw, but like just narratively, absolutely, you can brace yourself with your shield. You see
Okay.
Brian kind of walks up. You see a couple flaps of the wings, and he kind of lands right at your side. So he's kind of like you're shielding to the left. He's kind of got his jaws out to the right, and you guys kind of set this little wall in front of you as these
Am I
creatures.
still riding on him?
Oh yeah, Divot, you're on him. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you are!
Yeah, Divot, you're on him. I'm sorry about that.
Excellent!
So Brian also cannot doesn't have enough reach, so he just sets down with you. He basically mimics what you do. He moves up right there, and then he readies an action. He's gonna take a bite at anybody that comes near him. So sweet, he's done. Are you done, Bruno? Would that be the end of your turn?
Yeah, for now.
All right. So you see the flesh sack stepping forward, each kind of going toward the nearest living person that it can reach. They all kind of close in another 10 feet toward you. You actually see these ones on the east side down here so hungry to get to you that they actually walk right off this ledge. And you just see a sizzle of green magic as this acidic lava just devours the corpse. This one too falls into the lava below as these two move forward. These ones are going to kind of go toward fresher ground and move up toward you, Bruenor, but they're done. Our man, I don't even think he gets a save. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna check. For 1 minute, no, yeah, it does not get a save at the end of its turn. So yeah, our man just boom, boom, just continues kind of bumping himself into some invisible barrier that's here, and that's his entire turn is what he does. So he's done. Divot, you're up. You're on Brian the Dracodile.
I whisper to Brian, thanks.
He kind of flexes and just say you're welcome.
And I hop off, right? So if I'm on Brian, I just want to like land like right here.
Yeah, you do like a cool slide from his just right down his shoulder, like Aladdin down that thing where he's like
Yeah, like Flintstone style.
Yeah, and then you just exactly, and then you just jump, land on your feet.
So he had a Flintstone dick. I had to use my feet to make it work.
Yeah, yeah.
So I look at Bruenor and I wanna run backwards, staring straight at Bruenor, for like maybe like that far. and then I want to whip around and move my hex from the dead body to the beholder guy, because I can move hex.
Yeah. Yeah, you use your bonus action to move it. You channel that curse, that energy, draw it from the body of the roper, and cast it forward into the eye, or into the frame of the beholder zombie.
Yeah, and then I want to cast Eldritch Blast on the beholder zombie.
Give him two of them things.
Well, wow.
Again, you have the same benefit. This thing, because of its current state, it's not attempting to defend itself. You have advantage on your strikes. 26 AC is more than enough. Unfortunately, your first beam only does 1 damage. You blast him. But he is hexed, so roll another d6.
Okay.
Ooh.
Another 5. Nice. You take 6 damage. You blast him with one good blast of Eldritch energy, and quickly followed by another 24 AC, more than enough. 6. Go ahead and roll a d6 again. Hex and Eldritch Blast is a tasty little treat.
Damn.
Nice. So a total of 10 damage. 4 from the Hex, 6 from the Eldritch Blast. You do another 10 damage to him. He is he's still alive, but he is bleeding now. You see this black, oozy blood as these bursts of Eldritch energy kind of like blast the skin off. You see this rotting, strange frame underneath, twisted like the brambles of the walls within, almost like there's this strange bramble core within it. Is that the end of your turn, Divot?
How much movement do I have left?
So much.
Like, I think you have 5 feet of movement left.
Damn it. It's not that much.
Okay, so I'll take that last step towards the edge of the cliff and realize that I maybe can't jump that.
Yeah, you're kind of like, man, yeah, a lot of brave sister of yours to take that jump in such big armor. But yeah, you kind of like your toes tip over the edge and you look down. Your mustache hairs kind of singe a little bit at the acidic vapors that swarm around this green lava. You kind of can peer over where you saw those flesh sacks drop in. You just see their bulbous bodies kind of like being dissolved in this acid as the flesh turns into just this like crud that spreads out over the top.
And not the good kind of acid like you want.
No.
All right, so Tynna, you're up.
Yes. Okay. So I'm up here and so we're doing the team attack. Send me up again one more time, Thoricus.
Oh, that's true, yeah. So Tynna,
Yeah.
your turn would be the setup, and then it would be Rial's turn, and his turn would be the setup. So guys, that would be the execution of your team attack.
Yeah.
Yay, exciting.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so all 3 of you get to go ahead and build this moment for us, whoever would like to start it. Thoricus, I believe you said you were going to start with a cyclone, yes?
Oh, well, see, the thing is, like, as I see my best friend doing this dope shit, I'm like, bro, that's some dope shit. Hop on over here. We about to do some more dope shit. And he's like, that's a big 10-4. And so as he's like hopping over, I'm like, so you're gonna run up, and as I've got the cyclone going, I'm gonna switch all my, like, grab the underside of the blades on one side and have him like hook his feet into the underblades of the other side of my double axe. And now I'm just gonna like swing him around like in a 360 around where I'm at.
Yes.
And then ask, sweet baby girl with that haircut, rocking that Shantia, that healing. Oh, girl, come on. Hashtag bless me, or not me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Rial's arrows gonna be as they're coming out, kind of sacred flaming them in front, and then shooting out
Oh
the
yeah.
arrows
I'm
like
holding.
like a
the
cyclone
rope
fire
one.
ballista.
Cycle
type
of fire arrows, swing attack of doom and glory.
Right, just
That's what we'll call that one.
fuck the undead.
Oh, yeah.
FTU.
I'm gonna cast fuck the undead.
Fuck the undead.
All
I'm
right.
holding my rose already from casting fuck the undead, and you're tossing it to me, and I'm going to cast Sacred Flame, and if I can, I'd like to cast it like a fire breather as the arrows are coming above me out of my mouth, and just inhaling and exhaling this pure heat, pure flame, pure breath and energy from Shantia, my girl. Just this energy radiating from me through my breath.
Like you're doing a prayer or something, and like as the arrows are going out, they just spontaneously combust into flame around you as you're like praying to Shantia.
All right, so yeah, if you guys want to all feed Rial your attacks, Rial, what you could do in this moment, based on that narrative, I would say you would be allowed to make 3 attacks, each one that would do an additional d6 damage. As the arrows, rather than firing from your bow, they seem to be mixed up in this cloud of energy from the Raka as Thoricus spins his axes faster than possible. You see Tynna's eyes glow yellow as she raises up in the air as the air lifts her from underneath. And as she lets out this prayer, each of the arrows in your quiver start glowing, and you see 3 arrows spin around you. They are at your control. What do you do?
Oh, of course I'm gonna fire those off. Good golly, Miss Molly, look what we've...
Who do you want to fire them at? You have full control over all 3.
Do it.
Spicy arrows.
Spicy arrow. Can I just throw 3 out there and then let's see how it happens?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're gonna want to pick a target. The 26. I mean, that's gonna hit anybody in the room.
That's for the beholder.
All right, so that's actually that's not enough. I'm sorry. I made it sound like it was. Yeah, he's still alive. I see what you mean by wait and see. He is still alive. Yes.
Would I be able to pop a second one off?
Another 24 AC is another hit. Oh, don't forget you do the additional D6 from the team attack on each of these strikes.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
All right, 3. He's still alive. Still, like I said, still in pretty bad shape. You feel like one more arrow like that. 9 plus 5, that's 14 damage. The second arrow does the trick, Rial.
Oh. Sweet.
You see the light beam arrow almost controlled by this arcane energy as you cross your hands, and all 3 arrows shoot out at the same time. 2 of them into the beholder. Where does the third one go?
May I make a suggestion?
Ooh, actually,
Yes.
sorry. Undead things have a thing.
Oh.
I just have to do a quick check here.
Uh-oh, Spadoodie.
How much damage? You did pretty good damage. 14. So 5 plus 14 is 19. 5 is 18. That's not enough. Okay. So yes, you see as the second arrow strikes it, it does. You do kill it, and it stays dead.
Oh yeah.
All
So
right.
you still have one other arrow left.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
What a team fucking attack. I love the fucking team attacks. Shit.
So yeah, I was gonna suggest, if I may be so bold, since I didn't really get to attack at all, I was kind of thinking that last one, I don't know if it's possible, but we can roll for it. I was thinking like Rial could shoot it off and shoot his mage hand out there and control it kind of like Yondu with his arrow and shoot it through everyone and throw it to itself and catch it as it's going through all these enemies.
Unfortunately, that power would be far too powerful. So yeah,
But
already a pretty strong boon attack. Getting 3 shots from a very dexterous archer with the damage bonus that you've got. Yeah.
I tried.
But you do still have one. Is there a particular one you want to shoot, Rial?
Yeah, let's see. So you said all the flesh sacks that are around are still on map. These dumbasses are just running into the acid though.
This is all happening at the same time. All three of these strike at the same time. Just to make that clear.
Right, I'm like, didn't they just see what happened? Wouldn't they be like, fuck this? Alright, sticking around. Are you sticking around?
I'm just gonna shoot this one. I don't like this one. It's closest to Bruenor and the mainlanders, so
Okay,
Oh.
cool. That one over here. The one that she
Oh,
threw the
that
hand axe at.
Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead and give me an attack.
What a pal.
80-foot range with your bow, you're more than fine. You're in the first range bracket. Nice, 22 AC, that's a definite hit. Don't forget the extra D6.
Oh, roll hot.
Nice, 11. That actually does succeed. So Rial, you channel the fury of these arrows. You shoot them out like the quills of a porcupine, and they strike. You see the beholder just kind of drops to the ground. You hear the thud of the fleshy body just land on the ground. You still hear the twisting of these strange brambles within. As the body falls, the third arrow just blows a hole through the back of the skin sack nearest Bruenor, and you see his body fall limp on the ground. The same green ooze and energy spilling out. And then as you recover from that epic moment, you all kind of come back down. The spinning wind stops, the arrow of light, the prayer of Tynna, everything kind of returns to normal. You're all kind of breathing heavily. You look around. And you just watch as each one of them, similarly to when Tynna popped them, just starts... And the energy starts spilling out of them from all orifices. This green energy pops the skin stretched across their eye sockets, and green energy drains from their body as they literally melt on the ground in front of you. You see the simmering magical power as the skin just begins to bubble and fester on the ground. And it's a pretty intense sight, even for a battle-hardened warrior such as yourself, as you watch each of these skin sacks boil alive in their own acid.
You proud of yourself?
You see that green energy that surrounds you on the floors dissipate. Tynna, you reach down, and at the tip of your finger is a small speck of golden light. And for a moment, you feel like the surging river of magical energy collects at a single point, and with the fury of an entire river at your hand, you feel Shantia call out to you to purify this nature. Your finger goes down, and you force it like you forced the rose into the thick of the bramble, and once more this white light starts emanating, but this time, rather than a 30-foot sphere around you, it continues to build and build until every single bramble around you emanates with this golden, white, and pure light. And at the ends of the brambles where these flesh sacks used to hang, begin blooming purple and red flowers. You all watch as this entire surrounding area around you, once full of gloom and death, is changed into this fern gully of life and green branches and vibrant, colorful flowers. And for a moment, you witness the divine spectacle of an actual miracle cast by Tynna Smoothhands. And that's where we're going to pick it up next week, guys.
Yeah. Wow.
That's the power of Shantia.
Woo! We played a little long. It was the break, and I wanted a little extra. And I can't feel bad for wanting that. Don't blame me. The D&D was good, and we was getting it. Ooh.
It's good.
Yes. Oh my God,
Well
guys!
done.
What a great night of fucking D&D. I love you guys. I love playing with you. I love watching chat afterwards. You guys, you're all amazing. Thank you so much to everybody who spends your lovely little Tuesday night slot of your life with us. I love seeing the friendships bond and the new people come in and just kind of dig the thing and the vibe of what we're doing. It is rare in life to be part of a thing that is so genuinely just good, and I'm just fucking honored. This is like something special that just happened for me, at least. Thank you guys, my players, for just bringing the thunder like that. And I'm all a bubble. So I have been smoking weed all night, so maybe I'm just sentimental and silly, but that was something really special to be a part of. Thank you guys for such an awesome game and just knocking it out of the park. We love you guys. We will be back every fucking Tuesday, baby. Phase 2 at 8 p.m. Tuesdays here on Twitch. We drop the re-up on YouTube Fridays at 4:20. Keep an eye out for all things Weed&d. There's some exciting things to come. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you. We love you. Mwah. Have a wonderful night. We like to end things the way that we start them around here with our own little ritual. Maybe we've heard about it, maybe we haven't. You're right. But let's hold these bad boys up. We're going to do a Lighters Up, but this Lighters Up is going to be a little special tonight because it is Veterans Day tomorrow, and we are blessed to have a veteran of our own on the show, the wonderful Drew Yonemori. Drew, this Lighters Up is in honor of you, just as a person, as your service, as everything. I couldn't love you more. But so, guys, can we all please this Lighters Up in dedication to our the man that we love, Mr. Drew Yonemori, Thoricus, the Onyxheart. We love you, bud. Happy Veterans Day, and thanks for hanging with us, guys. Lighters up.
Thank you.
Thanks for playing D&D with us, guys. What a fucking treat that was.
Thanks, buds. Wow, that's fun. Wow. Wow. Super wow.
Oh no, you had to do it first. Shit.
Oh.
So what? You can't touch me, because I'm from the internet.